Welcome back to Cannabis Canada with Jason Wilcox. And it is one of those days. Got 101 things going on, but we are closing in on Christmas, and it is a new live show for Cannabis in Canada. It is Sunday night, our feature night of the week, where we love to come out and hang out with our friends from across this great nation. Man, it's been a productive week. I attended a Christmas party last night with a lot of wine opening stuff, and today I spent a lot of time talking to my friends and colleagues and people in the industry that 2020 is coming. So I wanted to talk about 2020, and in lieu of having anything else going on and you know, technical wise, we're looking at where do we fall? How do we get here in Canada? And I know I'm jumping around, but how do we get here? I was trying to think of how am I going to frame tonight's show. You see, talking about the plant's going to be the easy part. I'll change the background so you guys can actually see it better. But we'll be talking about the plant parks. I told you, this is all part of the 10 series. We started these from seed, and I'm going to take them to final stage. I'm just keeping this one in a small pot for the purpose of the show. And the rest of the filming, we'll do pre-records inside the tent rather than me trying to wire up my whole house. It's kind of crazy. It's more teaching about growing. So we will be touching on that. What I meant by how do we get here is Canada. How do we get here? I don't know if it's just me. How do we get here? Legalization with additional criminalization, and to add on top of that, monopolization. Sorry, 1 second. Oh, no. I'm good. She left the door open. She's smart enough to leave the door open. I'll let people tune in here, give a chance. Vicki Dabs is coming on the show for a little bit. You can see half my Christmas tree there in the corner. Things don't work so well on green screen all the time. But it is what it is. You know what? Merry Christmas and happy holidays to all y'all. You know, all of our supporters, friends, fans, haters, and even you trolls. Merry Christmas. Love y'all. And you know what? Without the trolls and the haters, it wouldn't make social media such a fun playground to come into. So, with all that said, our dabs have arrived, and we were kind of waiting on some dabs to show up, and they're here. So, and here's my phone. Good. All right. Don't you get in my edibles? No way. Let me see. I want to talk about these. Whose are they? Dabs. Oh, those are the dabs. Okay. Sorry, there's an edible that I just wanted to touch on because I don't really know these guys, and I don't usually give free shout outs. You know, we have sponsors for a reason on this show, but every once in a while you come across a product and you're like, you know what, that product's not bad. That product put me to sleep, that product made me feel better. And it definitely does. Vicki, please. Are you coming on the show then? Yeah, I was opening this for you, remember? Come on the show. Oh, I see the branding. Gotcha. Sorry. Sweet Bud. And I know, guys, you're wondering why I just had an incredibly stressing setup here. You'd be surprised when you're ranked number 9 in the world for cannabis channels on YouTube, and you've got 75,000 supporters and followers and fans all across social media. You tend to get 1 or 2 hackers, and they can really mess up a show. They can really mess up your day, but who cares? You got to move forward. Like I've been on the air since 2007, 17, 18, 19, 20, 13 years. Going into number 14. 14 years. And you can watch my whole fucking life. Not that there's much to it, but you can watch my whole motherfucking life and see that it's all right there on YouTube. And I'm proud of that. Getting ranked number 9 in the world, you don't get that because you have a fancy website or because it's all pretty and decorated. Hell, if you look at my videos, they're ghetto as fuck. You know? You get ranked because you engage your audience. You answer your audience. You make sure that your facts are clear. Mm-hmm. And you don't try to be a pretender. I'm not trying to say it in a bad way. It's just there's a lot of people out there trying to make money, but they're doing it through buying their way in versus earning true audience engagement, which takes time, effort, engagement, time, effort, engagement, time, effort, engagement. Mm-hmm. and it needs to repeat. I've been doing this so long, it was a hobby. I'm gonna first put my donate button up. My first donate button is gonna be going up in 2020. Hey, you're messing with my show. That's my dog.
Go lie down, Maxie.
Go. I'll put you in that damn crate. Freaking big ass mountain dog walking around. He shouldn't even. He's a 100-pound dog. He shouldn't even. He's a puppy. He shouldn't even be in my damn studio.
He just wants to say hi.
I got you up on the couch.
Go, Lily. Go, Lily. Come on.
Oh, you got to put him in the crate. I can't have him knocking the camera over. It's too expensive. Sorry guys, we're having like a freestyle show tonight, but there will be the high voltage giveaway tonight. We will be discussing tents. We'll be showing you some videos, and we might even go over time tonight, because you know what? I love Christmas, period. Because it's the only one time of the year that I can see people be happy, I can see the young ones be happy, and we can all remember just what it is that, well, just also what this time of the year was meant for. Being thankful for what we have.
Hey Australia, what's up? That's awesome, Robert Stephen, g'day. Oh man, we were in Aussie a few years ago. It would be fucking awesome, just putting it out there into the universe. We would absolutely love to live in Australia permanently for the rest of our lives. I'm just saying, Lord, take me back.
She's speaking for herself.
No, I'm not. But anyways, hey, what's up everybody? Happy Sunday. Gary Medeiros, it's good to see you, bro.
Hey Gary, long time, brother. I hope you're doing okay.
Ali, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're at. I guess good evening, Alex. How you doing? Hope everybody's blessed, everybody's good, everybody's ready to win some fucking killer dabs. I don't think there's, you can top that, right? I mean, the high voltage giveaway is awesome. It's a nice little prize pack. You're gonna get some live resin. You may get some a pen.
Oh.
I'm saying
you never know what you might get.
I said you may. I don't know.
Okay, but you don't know what you're gonna get.
There could be a T-shirt. There could be a lanyard.
You just don't know.
No.
But to our winners who might be on the show watching right now, and because I didn't get this promoted right today, and I'm sorry once again, but you know what? I will not be sorry in 2020. Okay, put him in the crate.
Yeah, he's sorry, buddy. They're chewing shit. Come on.
If I can electrify the dog, I want to at least film it for YouTube. Shit, you got to fix that camera now too. It's got me like freaking knocked right out of it. There you go. Yeah, that's good. Oh, this is live and fucked up for you for fucking just typical. But now we know we got to lock our dog up when we do a show, or he can't go without attention. There's nothing wrong with that. He just wants to be. Look, I'm here. Pet me. Give me a tummy rub. I love you. Pet me, and he'll love you. At least he likes the crate. My old dog I had to give to my friend because I was on the road so much that I felt bad that my dog was in the crate. My daughter wasn't necessarily looking after the dog, so I felt bad and I gave her up to a friend that was much more suited to look after her at that time. Now circling back to what before I got interrupted was gummy bears. I'm not a big thing on these edibles. I used to do the oils. Now, when I say not big on the edibles, I'm big on edible products, but not big on a lot of sugar.
No.
Right? Like, honestly, I'm on this health kick now. I've cut down 12 pounds. I've shaved off. I'm on. Anyway, we'll get into that. That's part of 2020's. You're going to see Cannabis Act of Canada is going to incorporate not just the cannabis side of our life, but we're going to incorporate how cannabis can improve your quality of life and improve your health and fitness. And I know nobody ever connects cannabis with health and fitness. Well, you know what? We're going to do that for you. Through yoga, through weights, through running, through walks, even with our dog. And at the age of 46, anybody younger than us that say they can't do it, you better have an illness that's stopping you. Because you know what? We both have illnesses and we've overcome that. And that's why I want to empower. I'm not saying that to be rude. I want to empower. So I come across these gummy bears, 10 bucks. Now, unfortunately, the dispensary where I got it from is shutting down. I don't know these guys. Sweet Bud. Don't even know who they are. To my other sponsors, this is no free promo. We didn't get this free. I paid for this because I actually like it. See, I test things and I'll tell you the goddamn truth, and I'll always give a shout out to somebody that deserves it. So for 10 bucks, you can get yourself, and it's only 100 milligrams. I was actually impressed.
They are, honestly.
Because if you're not looking to be couch locked, knocked the fuck out on your couch, and you just want to watch some TV or play a video game, this is the shit. You just want to eat a nice friggin' dinner, this is the shit. The only problem is the sugar.
Yeah.
That's why I switched over to oils before, but then I realized how bad oils are. So it's like, what's good, what's bad, what's indifferent?
Yes, there's always going to be that middle. But yeah, we're going to get into that. Some of the stuff that works for us. I'd love to hear some of the stuff that's working for you. If it wasn't for you, Jason, people like Rick Simpson, blessings, mad blessings.
Not because of me. Rick Simpson came out around the same time I started.
Mad blessings to Cannabis in Canada and them growing it, and mad blessings to Rick Simpson. We're going back 20 years, folks, when it was highly illegal, highly criminalized. People were going to jail every day and doing a lot of time for taking the risks that you guys did, and thank God you did. Had I not found Cannabis in Canada, had I not found Rick Simpson oil, I wouldn't be sitting here today telling you I completed a 100-day yoga challenge. 95% of that was in a yoga studio, so it wasn't like, it was hard, man. We're talking 75, 90, 60 minutes, really like pushing every part of myself when, 15 months.
And she was high.
Every time.
I want to make this.
Every time.
This is why I'm trying to point out that I want to introduce and re-invoke the educational platform for the endogenous system that we have in our body. The endocannabinoid system that needs to be fed. And when it's fed, how much better you go to bed,
oh, man.
How much better you can work out. There is some amazing qualities to be found in small doses of THC with high doses of CBD. If you're going to be working out, and we're going to be bringing all this to you in 2020 based on our own experience, before and after pictures, in the gym training, so that nobody can challenge it.
No.
If you don't doubt she did a 100-day challenge, look at her watches. I bought her a new $300 watch because she completed her challenge. Not because of Christmas, not because of anything else, because you know what? I couldn't even know if I could do that challenge.
You could.
But she went,
You were
she did it.
as fuck, like I am.
So, anyway, that's going to be part of the new year. And also part of the new year, now that the plants are getting bigger, we're going to be juicing raw leaves with the omega-3, 6, and 9. But when the buds start growing, we're going to be doing some real juicing and talking about cannabinoids and why they're not decarboxylated yet, so they're not active to get you psychoactive. So in other words, you can take your THC without getting high. So to everybody out there saying, you can't take THC without getting high, yes you can. You can stick it up your ass or you can freaking juice it. Yep. Both of them won't make you high.
Nope. But will make you healthful.
But the cannabinoids will still get delivered to your bloodstream.
Absolutely.
It just won't be processed through the liver in the same manner. Now, because they're cut fresh off the plant and put into your blender, blended up into a shake and you drink it, they don't got time to decarboxylate. Unless you're silly enough to cut a fresh plant off your tree and then stick it in the oven and somehow try and dry the outsiders. I don't know what you would do. And then stick that into the blender, which would be absolutely wrong, which is why we want to do this.
So on that, this is stats that came out on 2006. So these are old statistics, but these are the most current ones that Canada has in terms of people with fibromyalgia. Again, these are old stats, but the best we have. 900,000 of us. I mean, these stats are old. So there's well over 1 million people in Canada right now suffering with fibromyalgia. That's a lot of Canadians. That's a hell of a lot of Canadians. And most of us are in our doctor's office and they just said to us, why don't you try this opiate? Why don't you try Lyrica? Why don't you try Cymbalta?
Can I just address Gary Mendora's story? Yeah. When somebody corrects me, I like to correct them back. THCA does not turn into THC. You're talking about a phytocannabinoid turning into a cannabinoid. Now, if you really want to get into this discussion, Gary, let's get into it. Let's educate some people. What's a phytocannabinoid versus a cannabinoid? And where's the conversion start and end? And why does it happen? It's decarboxylation. Like I just said, if you cut it fresh off the plant, stick that shit in there,
yeah, I'll change it.
There's no conversion. The conversion is in decarboxylation. When you dry your weed, you're decarboxylating. You may not believe that, but that's what makes it psychoactive.
Well, I think we all agree with that.
No, we don't all agree. Or that conversion would be the other way around.
Yeah.
Now, THCVA can come out. Oh, sorry, it should be THCVA if I remember correctly, or THCA. Either way, it comes out through the process of conversion. It's like terpenes. Hey!
Max.
Knock it off. Terpenes and flavonoids. Same thing, essential oils. A little bit different here. Let me get back here.
So getting back to sort of...
No, this is important because the conversion is important. Again, THCA turns to THC. Sorry, I was wrong on that one. It's THC off the plant. And when decarboxylated or when processed, turns to THCVA. So we're talking again, phytocannabinoid versus cannabinoid. So who can tell me what makes the difference between a phytocannabinoid and a cannabinoid? Anybody? I love engaging this. This is awesome, guys. Let's keep it going. What's the difference between a phytocannabinoid and a cannabinoid? Anybody? So I did that right. Yeah, THCA is a phytocannabinoid, correct? And then decarboxylated into THC, but it was the other way around. But either way, can somebody tell me how phytocannabinoids, right, turn into endocannabinoids? What process causes that? This is where we get into the medical education. And I love this. This is engagement. This isn't right or wrong. Please, friends, understand, no right or wrong answers. This is a discussion. It's a discussion more needed than ever. My God. There's 113 phytocannabinoids that exist in this plant. 113 that we know of, identified phytocannabinoids. Now, until you process them, decarboxylate them, and eat them, or smoke them, they're not cannabinoids. Not endocannabinoids. That's why I said, what makes up the difference? Knock that off. I'll duct tape your lips. Sorry, guys. My dog's really challenging me tonight. But yeah, no, Gary, it was also on there, brother. Decarboxylate turns THC into, if you read it right, it should be THC gets converted into THCVA. Yeah. Again, I'm going off top of my head. I don't have a book in front of me, and I'm not using Google. I'm just looking at your comments. But most importantly, is again, the phytocannabinoids are what are on the plant. They don't become endocannabinoids till they actually really get in your system. Yes. Once you process them and you feed your endogenous cannabinoid system, you then have an endocannabinoid. So then you get the conversions. Now the conversions is what I want to talk about, because people are going to say, well, why juice? Don't you need to decarboxylate? No, you don't. When you decarboxylate, you're just simply blowing the atom off the top of the trichome. Okay, that's all you're doing. There's an atom there that you're blowing off. That activates THC and turns into THCVA. Boom. Get high, get high. That's what it's for, getting high. And I'm all for it. Fuck, I speak Cannabinoids all day long, and I love it. Sometimes I get mixed up myself. There's 113 phytocannabinoids. Who can ever get all that right? I mean, honestly, who can ever get all that right? So I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying this is a discussion, and I love it. And thank you, Gary, for engaging. Because you know what? We're educating by doing that. Each other and everybody in the watch on YouTube, Facebook, and those listening on SoundCloud. Thank you. I really do like that. I do. And it gets us into that. And when you see me get revved up about this, it's because the government's trying to phase out medical and trying to suggest that our beloved plant doesn't have medical properties or needs further research. Is the official position of Canada. We have a medical program by way of the courts, but not by way of policy of the privilege or of the government and acceptance of the government. But yet the World Health Organization is looking to reclassify cannabis. Now, I've been telling you guys about this since 2012. You all said I had a hard hat on. I said we were legalizing internationally. Canada is just a footprint. So many people downed me, put me into the ground. My turn now. Take a look around, motherfuckers. What's left of our culture? What's left of our country? And the whole world's looking at us for the footprint of what legalization should look like before we do it all around the world. That's why Tilray is selling halfway around the world to Australia. And I could go on for hours about who's selling to who and blah, 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 blah. But it's more, how do we get here? And how did the medical patients of Canada get caught up in the crossfire? Recreational users, legalization had nothing to do with me. What we're talking about tonight, phytocannabinoids, cannabinoids, endocannabinoids, how they work, how we process them, how they feed my body, how they make me healthy. That's what I want to talk about. That's what makes me passionate. saves lives, helps people, improves their quality of life. It gave me my life back, so Mary Jane has always been there for me. Sorry, I'm done tirading. I'll let you go now. I'll do a dab. I'll be quiet. I'll be a good Jason. Just give me that tap. It's like, shut up now. And
Well,
I'm like,
no, you're starting to repeat yourself, so it's time to change right to
but I can see the audience is growing.
Yeah.
The audience is growing because they're actually hearing educational information.
Absolutely.
Over and above. Hey man, that was a good dab. There, did you hear that shit the government's doing? They busted another club.
Here, have a good
It's like, really?
Here.
Let's get some fucking educational shit up in there and start teaching, because you know what? Our country's being overrun from lack of education. Sorry, I'm done. True
You need
story.
a dab, for God's sakes. For the love of all good things to man. Take that dab. That was a nice one, actually.
That was very nice.
Yeah, that was a cracker. Yeah, it's a nice one. In another life, I'd like to come back as a dab tender, and I think that's a pretty good one.
Well, I think we're headed towards that again in 2020.
dope.
But I'm not going to keep talking forever.
It was a big one.
Like, what are you doing? Trying to kill me?
Ranting pretty hard. Come on, be fair.
But you guys love it when I ran. I don't care, man. I'm going back to basics. I didn't get 30,000 subscribers on YouTube. Organic subscribers, by the way. I didn't buy a goddamn hit. You know, and I'm proud of that. That's how we got ranked number 9 in the world. I've been looking all around this. I'm like, how did I get ranked number 9 when there's people out there with 10 million viewers, 10 million subscribers? And then I'm like, oh, damn, that's 10 million computers you bought. 10 million clicks from the computer, sorry. But it's not anything else. So when I realized that, I was like, oh, shit. And then I thought, okay, it's also content. We have a lot of videos up there. So a lot of people, 40 to 80,000 people go to our YouTube channel every month. And that's because they're watching a lot of the old videos that we now replay on our live shows. What I like is the engagement that we're able to have now. Like Gary and I know each other. He was one of our administrators with Cannabis in Canada.
For a long time.
We have a private group on Facebook. I've been putting that link out there so people, they keep saying, we don't know how to find you. We don't know how to find you. Well, there's a LinkedIn group where I have 15,400 people in the Cannabis in Canada network, in my network. And then on Facebook, we got 5,000 unlocked off. Then this page that we're broadcasting on. Then we got YouTube, but there's no group on YouTube. There's just this live show that we do. So this is the thing, but we do our giveaways based on numbers. Like right now, we got 17 people watching on Facebook.
That's awesome.
We got 20 people on YouTube.
Wow,
So
thank you so much, guys.
it becomes, where do we do the giveaway? Where do we do the giveaway? I know it sounds funny, but that's the reality.
I dropped that.
Huh?
I dropped that, but I'm like, should I maybe do a little burn off?
Dropped what?
I dropped this on the table, but I don't think it hit the glass.
No, it didn't burn it enough. No, I wouldn't worry. Okay. Okay, come on, engage on YouTube, guys. 19 watching. Let's get some questions going. I love it, but let's engage, because you know what? This was birthed from YouTube. We were birthed from YouTube. And the best audience engagement is for every person that wanted to say, Wilcox, I want to fucking debate you right now. It's like, man, let's do it then. In a fun way. Not in a mad way, not in a mean way, not in a troll way, but in an educational platform. An educational, I learn. You guys got to remember, I've been doing politics and law for 5 years, fighting to keep our plants and our ability to grow. As the president of the coalition, I had no time to really focus on the latest extraction. I didn't even know how to do an extraction. Open blasting was what we were doing when the coalition started, because there was no equipment back then. There was no ovens, there was no nothing. There was like the Butter King and me.
That's it.
And a few other, me and Johnny B, trying to figure out how the Butter King was doing it. There's some fucking history, but that shows you how long I've been doing this. Dedication and love for you, the culture, my country.
The plant.
Most importantly, Mary Jane.
Fuck yeah.
She got me off all those pills. She brought my life back. And I train every day. I get fucking high. I'm high all day long. And these people say you can't do this. Kurt Tusaw says, I went through university high as a lawyer. I've tried cases high. I fart 5 nanograms of fucking cannabinoids. I got Kurt Tusaw saying this.
Yeah.
No, it's kind of, it's funny, but it's true. I know a lot of very intellectual people that smoke cannabis every freaking day. It does not dumb you down. It may dumb down it depends on the strain.
And
it may
also,
dumb down your energy a little bit if you go too much.
Yeah, if you go too hard. I'd like to touch on, people that, stoners are lazy. I'm not lazy. I'm not lazy. You know what I mean? And
100-day challenge,
I'm on my way to yoga every single day. And every single day, and today was funny because there was a guy behind me. He had his little yoga mat on, and he's coughing, walking down the street. And I'm like blazing. Like not giving this many fucks. It's just in case you get to watch the show, sir. I really didn't give a shit. That's how I start every workout. And let me tell you, there's nothing lazy about these old bones. And if I don't smoke a joint on the way there, I feel out of sorts. I don't feel myself. I don't get the best of my workout. I feel when I smoke that joint on the way, it's a part of my routine. It's a part of getting ready. My body relaxes. My mind totally relaxes. I start to hear the music differently. I start to feel the music differently. I start to feel the community more open. You know what I mean? That's what it is. My mind, my heart, and my soul, my spirit are open when I smoke that joint. You know what I mean? So it's so much more than medicating. It is truly about meditation and being in connection with myself and others. So, when I'm blasting hard on the way there, it just increases my workouts tenfold. For every workout, Jason knows this, I take a small dab of the CBD RSO, the CBD Balance from Natural Remedy. That shit is killer if you're out there and you're in pain. CBD Balance is friggin' phenomenal. I take a tiny little pinhead, pop that under the tongue, pop it like a pill, pop that one right back, smoke my joint on the way there, and I have the best workouts. If I didn't have cannabinoids, I couldn't even do the workout. I would be in so much pain, I would be back in my bed. And it's really always important, like when I'm talking about my pain, my story, that stuff, I was actually in bed. I was bedbound for a few years. And, I never want to go back to that place. I know that if I went there once in my life, that unfortunately my health could take me there again. You can never rule out something that you've done. History does have a funny way of repeating itself. I'm hoping to goodness that all the work that I'm doing is, putting that off as far as possible. But, knowing that, if it wasn't for cannabinoids, if it wasn't for CBD, if it wasn't for THC, if it wasn't for RSO, I would still be in my bed. That's just the bottom line. And without it, 4 days. Jason and I have experimented with this several times. Sometimes we're out of country we didn't mean to. Sometimes we were running a trial.
That was accidental.
That was accidental.
Australia, we apologize for upsetting your officers. But your officers were also respectful that we were Canadian stupid Canucks that didn't know you shouldn't light up in public right in front of an officer in Australia. Here we do it all the time as part of our protest. In Australia, it's like, we're going to throw you in the clink.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
I interrupted your talk there.
When Jason talks about, feeding your endocannabinoids, feeding my insides. So my insides, when they become deficient of cannabinoids, I become very sick. I become so sick that my body stiffens up. I need a walker. I lose my mobility. I lose my balance. He can attest to this. I start falling over my own feet because I can't lift them up anymore. They start dragging. My body just stiffens up. My back turns into more of like a question mark than a straight line. And everything, I start slanting forwards. I just start walking kind of like an old lady. Everything just sort of humped over. It's awful. 4 days without CBD.
I'm only smiling. If you guys are wondering why I'm smiling, it's because I'm so proud to know that she found this. And I watched her go. I met her on a walker.
Yes.
That's how I met her. But that's a whole different story. But to see her transgress from being on this walker to finding not only cannabis, but cannabinoids, feeding her endogenous system, coupled with exercise. Yeah. And she just keeps finding these new things. Diet, exercise, now she's each time, and I'm just like, damn, and I'm kind of following her, which I think I posted on Facebook a little while ago for the first time. It's weird, but I feel like I'm following the female, which is a little weird. But in a way, she's leading me into good ways. Better eating habits, getting into the gym, and getting back. And at the age of 45 or 46, I was like, I ain't going to be able to do this. I ain't going to be able to get back in the gym and fucking do shit.
I can't do this.
But, and then when I seen her do that 100-day challenge, I'm like, nah, fuck this. And I can tell you now that I've walked, 18 kilometers? Shit,
I don't think I could do that. 18 kilometers, yeah, I don't think
18 kilometers in 2 different days in the past 7 days. I walked 18 kilometers. And not just that, I mean, I've been working out and stuff and training in the gym, but when you do that 18 kilometers, that's like, whoa. You're digging in.
You're digging deep.
But you know where
You're digging deep, man.
But where I got that from was her. You see, she inspired me not so much. I mean, I got mad at myself, and I knew that I can get myself healthy again. But it was like, damn, I don't have any reason to be depressed and to sit here and wallow in fucking and all poor fucking me. You know, it's like, get up off your ass and get back in the gym and do your fucking workout, but do it in a way that you enjoy yourself.
Exactly.
And I had to learn that, and it was hard. But it wasn't just her. I mean, honestly, but she played an instrumental part because I got to see her go through her own transformation, and she did it on her own. But she wouldn't be with me if she wasn't a strong woman.
No.
And we hope to share both our skill sets with you.
Oh my goodness, yes.
And vice versa. Not only through our Fitbits and through our private chats and private phone calls, but, you know, really for medical patients having the right support and the right quality of life and the right little tweaks here and there that maybe other people can't give you. And you incorporate cannabis and health and exercise. And what I mean by health, diet. So put diet and exercise coupled, you know, with the cannabis, and you've got this holistic quality of life that really I can't frame. If I could frame this, it would be worth selling. But it's something you can't. It's something you can't sell. You have to have it in here, and you have to want it. But I know that every 40-year-old wants it. Every 45-year-old wants it. They want to get back to their 30s. How do I feel good again?
How do I get there? You know, for me, because fibromyalgia, I have, like, you know, Jason has his own health problems. Fibromyalgia, I haven't had a day off in 13 years. That's just how it works. It doesn't take vacays. It doesn't go away. It's with me all the time. If there's a million of us suffering, I would love for us to be, you know, sharing this information more and more and more and more and more, because there's a million people out there that probably 3/4 of them don't even know that cannabis will treat effectively chronic pain, migraine, fibromyalgia, neuropathic pain. I mean, I could go on and on and on, more effectively than basically any drug known to man. You know what I mean? So if we could get out there and start to share this information more, you know, at least nationally, globally, but at least our Canadians, you know, coast to coast, I want every Canadian to know if you have fibromyalgia, we may be able to help you. You know what? And I know in my desperation, when I was 3 or 4 years into my bedridden state, my dad was taking my son to soccer because I couldn't drive and I couldn't do anything. My dad had to, you know, I did the meals and I did the laundry and I did all that other shit, but I never left my house. I couldn't go anywhere. I was in so much pain. I was bedridden. Thank you for my family for holding it down and for really carrying me when I couldn't carry myself. You know what? But to go from that state to here, you're right. I wish I could caption that and put it in a box and say to every single person that's out there suffering with some kind of whatever pain, you know, disorder, give this a whirl. Give this lifestyle a whirl. You know, what the fuck do you have to lose? I know what it feels like to lay there and be hopeless day in, day out, and nothing working, and just, and, you know, and you keep getting up and trying another pill and another doctor, another pain clinic, another pain clinic, another pain clinic. It becomes hopeless. You know, we here at Cannabis in Canada, I can't, you know, promise you, but you know what? I would love to say that I'm pretty darn sure we could help you. I really am. I'm pretty darn sure we could help most people suffering with this beautiful plant. So, on that, I'll pass it back to Jay. I'm done my rant.
Well done. No, it gave me time to set up a few things. I'm downloading that Kurt Tusaw footage. I just happened to find it fast. And anyway, it's an excerpt. It wasn't part of the filming. We were filming the Coalition documentary with Kurt Tusaw, and we did that. I never did complete this. Anyway, I'm gonna circle back now, and anybody that's been watching since the beginning of the show.
Smoke too much weed.
Now we're getting into stoner weed. Now, you know, okay, yeah.
Oh my God, we didn't even open it.
No, these are for my bedtime. I'm not even opening these.
I thought we were going to take one on the show.
Are we going to take one on the show? All right. Well, they're only 100 milligrams. Are they each?
No, 10 milligrams each. So it just gives you a little... It gives you a little...
I need like 400 milligrams.
Well, that's the...
That's me, though. You see, again, you get to know your dosing. Anyway, again, shout out to Sweet Bud. They didn't give these to us. Again, I paid for these just like anybody else would through a delivery system. So the only reason is because usually I would take these for sleep, but it is nighttime. It's getting towards the end of the day. And we're going to get into the giveaway, which is going to be the high voltage. It's 200 to 300. The reason I run this long is because we like to see who's going to hang out and who's just here for the giveaway. So we, you know, when we are getting ready to do the giveaway, you'll hear me say, let your friends know. No different, to be honest. We got a lot of sparkling here, and we got this top. See this? And we got this going on.
It looks okay though. I'm looking at it. It looks okay.
No, we got a red. It's not okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh.
We might die.
Oh shit.
If we lose you guys, we'll be back on. There's nothing else I can do. I can't shut anything else down. Oh, because I'm downloading.
Oh, maybe we should skip that.
It's done.
Oh, well, perfect. Okay.
No, it'll drop back down now. Yeah, okay, we're good. Sorry, temporary. If there's any glitches, that was just me downloading a video. My processor can only do so much. We're streaming to 2 different platforms, and
I like these.
so we're streaming to 2 different platforms and SoundCloud. So when you're doing all 3 things at once, your processor in your laptop needs to be pretty damn good. This is a gaming laptop, and it does that, and it's fine. But we want to go on with the show. And I know you guys want to get a giveaway. So as usual, you know, we always do, we show you guys how we do everything and how we sort of run it. That's the most important part. Why my desktop presenter is not working, I don't know.
No worries, Rob. You're late, but we haven't done the giveaway, so you're still in time.
I was just gonna say, it's funny because you never know. Sometimes we come on and we do the giveaway right away. Sometimes we wait 2 hours, and it's because the show's not about the giveaway.
No.
The show's about education, and it's supposed to be having fun and learning something with one another, and for you guys to come together in the chat and share with one another. It's supposed to be for the culture. What's left of us anyway. There's a few things here. Can you fix this for me? Just give that a little, Vic. Over here. You see that line?
Oh yeah.
It's just a little tweak. I'm gonna add in the video that I was talking about, and after this video break, just so everybody knows, that's when we will be going officially. I don't know. I can't see it. Officially to break. It should be fine, babe. Pineapple Express full melt. Shit, Rob, how far are you living in? Shit. Man, that sounds good. I'm like, you're distracting me, but that sounds good. I've been dabbing too much. That's when you know you're getting medicated, is when you're like, whoa, man, I can't even focus on my own show because I'm too freaking medicated. Now, some of y'all might say, that motherfucker's high. And it's like, no, I ain't high. I can still get up and talk normal if I need to. But do I feel like I'm relaxed? I mean, I did an 18-kilometer hike yesterday, so
that's awesome.
You know, to do that and to be sitting here in pain all day and to not feel my ankles, which were swollen to fuck because I broke my one ankle about a year ago, so it was swollen. But this time, both my ankles were swollen. I came walking in like Frankenstein.
He did. He looked crazy. I was like, oh my god, I thought he broke his foot or something.
You know.
I actually thought he'd hurt himself. See these little 10 milligrams? I like these for like pre-workout. Like, see, like I'll take my CBD. Sometimes I'll take a little edible on the way, like say my back's hurting. I like these lighter edibles for days where I'm kind of out doing some shit, and maybe I'll pop like 1 or 2 20 milligrams just to sort of put a little THC into the bloodstream, just to smoothen out the edges, right? But I found for me, everybody's different. We got some edibles a couple weeks ago, and we were doing some samples. We cracked off these 50 milligrams. I'm taking all kinds, right? We're like, 50 milligrams, you know, that's a decent dose. We were on the couch, and I was like, shit, Jason, I'm high. I am officially actually high.
I would also like to say to the winner of last week, whoever you are, because again, nobody uses their real name on YouTube, and that's okay. But whoever the winner was didn't claim their prize, and I'm assuming it's because you didn't do the steps. So I suggest that anybody that wants to win the high voltage giveaway tonight, and as well, I'm going to announce it now because I've spoken with the owner of Green Planet and confirmed that yes, we are going to be doing a giveaway. We're just not sure what yet. It could be a gorilla tent, it could be a $2,000 LED lights like last year. It could be anything. I don't know. I'm just saying they're coming. And we're going to be doing, we did it 12 days to Christmas last year, but it was a little bit too much. It got too costly. So don't expect to see 12 days.
Were pretty large on that. They were steep. So we're thinking like maybe a few days of Christmas just for us to all again come together, share.
I'll find out more.
Back.
I'll find out more this week when I'm when I'm out at Green Planet, and we'll pick up the gifts, and we'll know, and we'll be able to show you guys pictures and put them up.
Definitely doing something.
And those giveaways will be done very much the same way. Only you might have to go to the Green Planet Instagram website or Instagram site and website or whatever it is that you need to do. It's only a couple steps. And what we've done is we've mailed out now 5 gift packs, and almost everybody's posted them up online and showed people. So there's no questioning what you're getting or whether you're getting it or whether it's coming through or whether everything's legit. But as you seen last week, I think that whoever that viewer was or that winner, one, you messed up the game, but I appreciate the fact you didn't try to claim your prize, because we could see that the name hadn't done the steps. So I'm confused by all this, but either way, this is what we asked for people not to do. So what happened is it just gets reconstituted, goes back in. I guess the company will just put it back in and reconstitute it. We're also doing a special high voltage Christmas giveaway. And we're waiting to hear back from our friends at T&B Naturals, which I highly don't think it'll be a problem for us to give a few enhancers or something away over the holidays. So you guys could try out a crop of CO2, by T&B Naturals, which is an amazing product. The enhancer is a go-to product for me. And aside from having to shake it, I know a lot of people are lazy and they don't want to shake the stupid bottles. But you know what? You have to check your plants every morning and night anyway. So why not shake the bottle while you check them? I get it that it's a little bit easier to just hang a mushroom bag, but you don't. I suggest putting a sniffer in there, and check your ppms and make sure that you're getting over 1,200 ppms of CO2 for your plants. And if you're not, withdraw and try something else. And then try the enhancer and see what you get. Because I stand by the enhancer. I stand by all my sponsors.
We're using it in the tent right now.
Well, no, that's what I mean. Like, you're going to see that in the honestly in the tent series. But as we continue with this going here, now would be the time, because there's going to be here. Oh shit, that's a longer interview than I thought.
We don't have to post it. Oh, you got it queued up though.
No, it's queued up. It's just it's long. It's like 25 minutes. It's Kurt Tusaw.
That's too long.
Yeah, we gotta leave that. Fuck that. All right.
Unless you guys wanted 25 minutes of Kurt Tusaw, let's ask.
Well, that's up to you guys. This is Kurt Tusaw talking.
Give us a bunch of yeses in the comments.
What's interesting is he's talking about the driving laws. He's talking about how he farts 5 nanograms of cannabis. That shit's funny, but that was outtakes.
Yeah.
Like, this wasn't part of what's actually being in the coalition documentary. I know you guys keep hearing me talk about it, but as usual, Cannabis in Canada, we haven't been ranked number 9 in the world from not following through with what we say. We always follow through with what we say as best we can. And I retract where needed. And I think I've had to retract maybe 3 or 4 times over the past 14 years. So that's pretty good. And there's probably a few other times I should have retracted, but I didn't know. That's okay, though. It is what it is.
Alex is saying they saw it. Yeah, you probably aired it before. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I fucking aired a lot probably before. I'm fucking stoned on every show. And then I get more stoned because I'm sitting here and I'm like, fuck this is uncomfortable. So I'm just going to keep getting more hard.
You're like, oh yeah.
So we end up screwing things up. But we do have a pen and paper. We are ready to write down the winners. I'm just surprised that this winner, I guess, and again, and I'll say this for everybody that's new to the show, that please respect the game. If you don't want to do the steps, don't enter a number, because if we check, we'll actually out you with screenshots to everybody to show what you've done. Yeah. Because everybody playing the game, they've been went and done the steps. And if they're playing and they want to have a chance to win, and then you went and casted out a number, and you won the prize, only you didn't do the steps because you didn't think you were going to win, you could have at least done them afterwards. But to not do them at all and not claim your prize, that's just weird. And if you're popo, then you should have claimed your prize. I just don't get it. It's weird. But please don't mess with the game. And I think what we'll do this week is we're going to take down first and second numbers. So we have 2 winners. Like, we have 1 winner, but if that winner don't claim their prize, then
No, that's confusing. Don't do that.
I'm not making it confusing. I'm making it so we don't have to keep reconstituting prizes because someone's able to do...
Well, I don't think that'll happen too often.
Yeah, it won't happen too often. People want the prize, or they wouldn't. Well, then I don't know though. Not everybody wants to do the steps.
Let's run this week and see what happens.
Not everybody wants to do the steps too, though. I remember that. That's the biggest problem. That's why I'm saying don't fuck around with this, because we're not fucking around. You know, if we're giving out $200 or $300 gift, you know, to you guys, whatever it is, or 100 or whatever works out. I think it's a $200 to $300 gift up until the Christmas gift. I'm not sure what that's going to be worth, but. No, I'm just giving ballpark prices that you would normally be paying, you know, depending on what part of the country you're in. So if you're getting something for free, it's just like please, I feel bad for the other people that played that night, because now, you know, we don't know. That's why I said we should take the second closest number, because that, well, you're right, you get 2 people.
Yeah, it's never happened. That was a one-off, right?
Why YouTube just shut off our friggin' chat? That's not right.
I don't think it has. It's just something maybe in yours, because you had the same problem last week. Let me check.
YouTube, are you guys okay chatting in there?
Hold on, I'll check.
Because I'm not ignoring you. I just can't see anything you're saying. Maybe I'll monitor Facebook and you monitor YouTube.
Okay.
Because they've cut me off. They're blocking me from seeing my chat. And this is what I mean by shadow banning. I've talked about shadow banning on this show before. And they're definitely shadow banning. I am not red lighted. I am not blocked out. This stream health is strong. There's 22 people on YouTube. So, you know, if 22 people are sitting there watching on YouTube and another 17 watching on Facebook, well then there's got to be something going on here. And I can see it going up and down. Anyway, let me get on to this here. I'm just going to do, instead of going to the Kurt Tusaw thing, it is funny as fuck, but I should have cut it down. I'm not going to kill you guys with long ones. I'm going to do a couple short videos. I got a bunch of them in here I can pick from. Pick a couple short ones. Give ourselves a chance to catch our breath. This is the time, I'm giving you the notice now, the next 10 minutes or so. If you have friends or family, if you want a better chance of winning, and the reason I posted the link to the number generator, if anybody's wondering, is so that people could click on where I go. So you can see it's a browser number generator. It's not an app that I'm using. There's no tricks. It's as fair as we can make it.
Yep.
Do the steps, pick your number, hope to win. Closest one to the number wins.
I wish I was on the other side of the computer.
Anyway.
The free tabs.
I'm gonna play a couple things. Here's one. Again, we've been doing a lot of education tonight and talking about how important that education is and what we need to do to stay educated. So right now, in 2020, everybody's growing their 4.
Okay.
What did you tap me for? Donald Kraft? Well, that's good, but we didn't see all your steps. So if you want to snapshot that and send us to it by email, we'd be happy to, or show us where you've done that. That'd be great. You know, with timestamps and dates. I'm not going to get into it with you on my show. I don't want to talk about it any further. I do check my emails.
Email Jason.
And if I'm wrong, we'll fix it. We'll just let the company know, hey, the winner did come forward, and somehow we didn't do our job right. You know, and that's always possible. You know, it might have been a night there had.
Follow up with an email.
Yeah, follow up with an email and just show us your screenshots. I'm not going to waste any more time on that. Exactly. We do this with our winners for a reason.
Yes.
You know, we don't do the mail outs, the company does. So we make sure that if we send anything over there, you need to do your steps. So enough done, enough said. And Douglas, if I'm wrong, I apologize. I'm hoping that you are the winner, because the company doesn't have a problem sending that out.
No,
you know,
we were disappointed not sending something out.
I was more confused in not doing it, but at the same time, our phones are always acting funny, our computers are always acting funny, so we never know who the fuck's listening or fucking with our shit.
Maybe it's been shuffled into a folder that somehow has never happened before, but it's been missed. Anyway, shit.
It is weird.
It is weird, but just follow up with an email, and you know what? We're happy that you joined us. Thanks for coming back, and you know what? We look forward to your thoughts on the HVE. I know I can say with a surety that shit blows my mind every time I open the
and again, it wouldn't matter anybody stepping forward at this point without some sort of
Verification.
verification, then you're done. I mean, I suggest anybody, I mean, if you're going to do it, just take a quick snapshot or something to verify that you've actually done it, just in case, because in this scenario, it wasn't done, and that's all I was informed. And that's all that matters. You know, if I'm told it's not done, then that's what matters. And I just feel sorry, like I said, it may be me that's wrong, because it's my staff and my volunteers that check all this shit. So it may be me.
Shit happens.
You know, shit happens in a crosswalk. So I want everybody to understand that. But at the same time, if you're fucking with the show, know that you won't be here next month watching the show or being part of the Christmas giveaway. So that's where I say, please don't mess around. This isn't meant for the winner. This is meant for everybody. Please don't mess with the show. We do verify. We do go check high voltage. We do go check our sites. We do go make sure that you've registered. And we understand that some people are having trouble registering with CannabisInCanadaInc.com.
Out the steps right again?
The steps are in the write-up. I'm not going to read them out. They are in the write-up. You can scroll up and read them. Anybody, I'm not trying to sound angry. I'm just trying to get to commercial break so I can do a dab. I love you guys. I really do. And if there was a mistake, trust me, was it Douglas? Was that his name? Douglas, if there was a mistake, I can assure you, my friend, we will correct it. And if there wasn't, we'll also correct it. So, you know, on that note, let's just move forward, and hopefully you can win tonight too. You know, honestly, I wish everybody the best on tonight. We don't know which platform we're going to do it on yet, but now's the time to start sharing around that we're going to do the giveaway. We're going to get it ready. We're going to get it lined up, and this gives your friends a chance to get over here. And you know what? Which one we want? Let's stick with YouTube.
Perfect.
All right, so we're going to do the giveaway on YouTube, on our channel.
You're going to have to give me a minute because I've got to cut the steps in little bits. I almost feel like you should probably do it on Facebook tonight because the steps are posted on Facebook. They're not posted on YouTube.
Why are they not posted on YouTube?
I feel the same. I couldn't find them either.
It's bullshit. It's right there. Boom. What the fuck, man? I don't got time for this shit.
Okay,
Anybody, start blocking them people. Just freaking boom. You're saying you can't read a fucking post? Like, freaking screw that, man. I'm messing with the show. I'm getting tired of this shit. Anyway, we'll see you guys after break.
Okay.
Oh, actually, here's the educational video. This was many years ago. I've played this many times, but if the police, because 2020, they're going to start insurance. Anybody growing 4 plants, they're going to start landlord tenancy agreements and stuff that are going to make it very complex for some places, some provinces, some cities, not others. So with that said, I'd like you to know at least what your rights are when it comes to allowing an officer in the door for a municipal warrant. Or, sorry, not a municipal warrant, but a municipal procedure or policy. So if they want to come in and check for safety, like the community safety unit, well, they can't really bring police in your house. The police have to stay outside. That's already been decided by the courts. They're not allowed to come in. So that's very important. Sorry. And in this video, what you'll see is do not let the police ever cross the threshold of the doorway. I can't say this enough times. I've educated people about this because this is me facing off with what's now called the Community Safety Unit here in British Columbia. It's modern day green teams. And what you see show up at my door is really green team with the gang squad. And that really fucked me up because I wasn't in a gang. There was a gang war going on here at that time, but they sent their biggest and toughest cops to scare the shit out of you, and that's why I cover their faces. You guys think that I cover their faces because I was afraid that they might give me a ticket? No, I was afraid they might throw a fucking bag of coke in my trunk and fucking lock me in the pen for 5 years. You want to talk real game? This is real game. We'll see you after break. One, two, three, four. Come on, here with that for a second. I don't think that's necessary. And you got the top one up top? Yeah. And the second one here and here.
Yeah, I'm gonna film it. There's 4 of them.
you guys?
Just let me talk to him
Yeah,
here.
there's 5 of them.
I gotta find out who their supervisor is.
You guys got a supervisor that wants to do the talking?
Wilcox.
Mr. Wilcox, these gentlemen coming up here are the inspection team,
Yes.
and they would like to do the inspection, but before they do that, they ask us to come in and make sure everything is safe for them. There's nobody hiding in closets or anything like that.
Exactly, and I
So-
believe that this case has been settled in Ontario, that
Yeah.
the police can no longer come in
Yeah.
for home inspections.
No.
Oh, we can to come in and assist them if you allow us to.
I'm not allowed. That's what
No,
I'm saying.
that's
When
fine.
it comes to allowing
Medical.
permission,
Come and talk to these gentlemen.
I mean, I don't have a problem standing here with you, or if you guys want to stand even right here. I mean, at the doorway. I mean, I've contacted legal counsel. That's
Yes,
why.
we have.
It's nothing against you guys personally. Legal counsel said if they show up there with 3 cop cars, then no, don't. You don't have to let them through your door.
Oh, we only came
So we
with
can
two.
phone Health Canada too.
We
Yeah,
only
I
came
know.
with two. Anyway,
not-
Dwayne, do you want to explain what your
So
role was?
yesterday you were okay with 2 officers coming in the house.
One.
No, I listened to 2, but I see 6,
No,
and
there's
four.
it was
It's only 4 of us.
4. But
The
I
rest-
see.
the
Sorry,
rest-
I'm looking at 3 cop cars as well. What bothered me is the gentleman I spoke to. I think was it you that was standing there yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, it was
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
And I did say, I'm feeling bad because I don't want to seem like the bad guy here, but at the same time, you guys are showing up in force. My neighbors right now, God knows what they think, and I have nothing to hide. When all's said and done, I'm hoping that we can all get along. But this has been how many times have you guys been to my house and in my basement?
Well, this is the first time on the public.
And what
safety
is your
team.
reason for needing to come in the house for safety aside from needing to
Just
protect them?
making sure everything is to code.
You're police officers.
No,
Yeah.
no, this is
He's not.
by law enforcement.
Okay, so you're coming in to do that. I'm saying, why do you need
They're
him?
part of our team. They come for our safety.
We only come in for their safety.
No-
So
Nothing's saying
again,
that-
against my request to not have them come in for your safety, you're going to go ahead and tell me that I have to allow these officers into my house without a warrant? Because it amounts to a
I'm
warrantless
not
search.
going to tell you anything.
I mean, it amounts to a
No, I'm-
warrantless search. That's what it does. I mean,
Yes.
you're asking me to let officers into the house that are then going to want to do a plant count and everything else
Yeah.
for no reason.
No.
Unless we can agree that there's going to be some sort of, not 6 or 7 of you coming in, but rather that your team.
This is the process. One of us would stay out here with you and
That's
all the
fine.
other occupants. 3 of us would go through the house, make
Oh.
sure there's nobody hiding or any weapons.
Yeah,
any
no.
weapons.
No.
You
And
don't
then-
search for
I'll-
weapons. You
let
guys
me-
can get a warrant if you want to search
Yes,
for
get a
weapons.
warrant.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
No, you
We
won't be
would-
searching my house.
No.
Okay, just let me finish explaining the process. 3 of us go through, we make sure that there's nobody hiding in here. We come out, then the inspection team goes in while we stay outside.
There ain't nobody hiding in here, and there ain't
No.
nothing for you to have any probable cause to believe
Yes.
I didn't
Warrant.
say we did.
that. Well,
We're
then
coming here
again,
to assist them, and they want us
and
to
I'm
do
saying
it. So-
that my understanding
That's
is
fine.
that there's a legal case that you guys are
That's
not
fine.
allowed in. So I'm saying that
No.
if they would like to come in and if they would like to go down and do their jobs, they're welcome
with
to.
them.
I'll stand at
Yeah.
the door with you, so you know you're safe and that they're safe because I'm with you.
Well, we don't know that
And we
because
don't
we
have
don't
to
know if there's
worry.
anybody else in
Yeah,
the house.
bring me
That's what
down.
that's why they ask us
Has
to
there
come.
been any threat to you guys? And you guys have been to my house 5 times.
Yeah.
And there's
Never
never
been
been a threat to your officers.
No.
Okay,
So-
Jason,
Call's yours.
what we'll do is we'll just get an entry warrant.
That's
Okay, I mean, it could just be so much easier just to let things roll. So we're not here to stop you from what you want to do, just to make sure the electrical and everything's to code.
I just don't
You know,
understand
10
why
minutes.
all the
This
officers,
is, part of,
guys.
this is part of our team, Jason. Okay, it's nothing to do with you. This is
Okay,
a
am I
board-
gonna
We-
get
we
this
go to
every year,
places-
guys? Well, I mean, I don't want to. Once this is done, am I gonna get this crap every year?
yeah.
Probably not, but this is the first time our section's been involved.
Oh,
may have had
there
police
we go.
issues, but it's never been the public safety team. Okay.
Public safety team.
Yeah.
Warrant.
Okay, so
Different cities called the electrical safety.
the searching
team.
for my house.
We're not
You're
doing
telling me
the
you're gonna
search,
get. No, you just told me you want
Yeah.
to search for people in my home.
Yes.
And that's my
Okay,
problem that I have. I don't want you
Jason,
going through my
we're
closets.
gonna leave, okay? We'll just get the entry warrant. We'll do things the proper way. That's the way you prefer.
No, I'm asking you why it is that your team can't just go in. Why you need to get a
It's
warrant?
city policy. We don't need to get a warrant. You're not allowing us to follow
Because he
city
wants
policy.
to search that. He wants to search my house. That's what he just said to me.
It's been
Yesterday I
recorded.
told you I'd take 2 officers and walk down there, but he's saying he wants to search every house in my room. It's like, to get downstairs, we walk straight down. What the hell is the side bedrooms or anything
Yeah,
else have
what's
to do
that
with
got
anything?
The police have ways they follow. They do things too. So it's, obviously you can't accept the way we want to do things. We'll just.
Well, we
do
got it all on
entry warrant.
camera, so come on in. Let's go. Bring your guys in. Let's film you guys doing what you're doing, and we'll just see what my lawyers have to say after that, and it'll be a lot easier.
Well, we come in, but you guys stay outside.
No.
No, you
That's
guys aren't gonna search my
No.
house.
Oh, fucking way.
That's how we do it. If you don't want that, that's fine.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks for your time, Jason.
Thank you. I'll show that to my lawyer. Thanks, guys. Jason Wilcox, the real Cannabis in Canada.
We're in the grow room. And we're back in the grow room. Our plants, our right, our medicine. Cannabis in Canada.
Hey folks, we're here with my good friend Jason Wilcox.
Yeah.
And we're back in the grow room, and isn't this where it all began, was in the grow room? Grow room and grow room.
And that's where it all started, was here in the grow room.
And we're back in the grow room,
The grow room.
And we're back in the grow room.
And fuck
No,
that.
you're not. And we're back in the grow room, and Jason, isn't this where it all began, was the grow room?
Absolutely. This is where it all began. I came in here, my friend and my brother. You know, I came in here in 2012, and I said, "Look, man, they're gonna take away our gardens. They're actually they're gonna do this if we
I
don't."
found that very alarming when you came to me and said they're going to take our right to grow away. It's like, what can we do? What can we do? Or what did we do?
Well, we raised the money for John Conroy. That was the first 10,000. So I put up the money. Some other people put up some money. Green Planet put up some money. Rainbow Nutrients stepped forward and started putting up some money. Most importantly, Rainbow's wife Sandra also was instrumental in working as our secretary and making sure that our paperwork was done right and everything. This is stuff that a lot of people don't necessarily know about, and it's going to come out in the documentary. And so look forward to this in 2020. This kind of a prelim to the documentary, and we will have Rainbow in there. We will have Sandra, who's already been filmed. We still have to film this, man. He's trying to duck it out by dodging in here and making us do these pre-records for you guys. But you know what? It's a badass documentary. You want to know everything that happened and how we got to where we are and why the legalization task force was handcuffed on the issue of whether we can or can't grow in this country. It's because the medical patients in Canada made it constitutionally protected, and that made it possible for everybody to grow 4 plants. And though it's a small start, it's still a start, and it protected the plants. And for that reason, Ramo, I thank you, my friend.
It was my pleasure, Jason. You were the man with the plan. You know what we should do? We should go inside, smoke this huge joint, and talk about this. What do you think?
Let's do it, brother.
Let's go inside.
Wow, almost crashed the computer again. Douglas, I hope that you're still watching. Can we just confirm that?
Hold on, Rick.
All right. Douglas, and again, as I've said here on Cannabis in Canada, as embarrassing as it is and as hard as it is for someone like myself to apologize or to say that I was wrong, clearly I was misinformed by the person that checks this stuff. I searched your name through my email, and I have an email here with your return address wishing us happy holidays. So I'm going to follow up now with my staff. Don't worry about these snap pictures. Just I'm going to send you an email after, and I'm going to speak with the staff. Well, moreover, this volunteer as to what happened, because no parcel went out. Just so you know. So we're not worried about that, and you will definitely get your giveaway, my friend. And that's going to get forwarded over, and I hope that you're still watching and you haven't tuned out. But as I said, we need to get to the bottom of these things, and I can only do so much. I'm in front of the camera, so I can't be checking at the same time. So when I have somebody tell me, no, this wasn't done, maybe he got the wrong Douglas, I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning was. Person got it wrong, I'll speak to that person. You got it right, my friend, and I retract and I apologize wholeheartedly, and happy holidays to you and your family. Let's get on with this week's giveaway, my friends. Vicki Dabs.
Pass me the phone so I can watch it.
Anybody on Facebook, if you're interested in the giveaway, we will not be doing it on Facebook, we'll be doing it on YouTube. So please jump over to YouTube where we can write down your number. We'll be using a standard number generator as posted in the comment section. And I really do apologize to the audience.
Honestly.
I apologize to the audience as well for my own assertiveness. It's been a rough day. No excuse. But just, you have those rough days, but that doesn't justify me. That was a little bit over assertive, and I apologize. And Douglas, it's only because I've had trolls and people really attack my show before. You don't stay on, you don't become number 9 in the world by not addressing trolls head on. So the ones that I usually catch, I'm usually not wrong. In this case, I was wrong, and for that I apologize, because I see you sent an email and the date stamp was right. How I missed it, I still don't understand. But here nor there.
Between volunteers, ourselves, you know what, it was missed, and thank you for saying we're all human, and we really do appreciate that.
Is he still on?
Yeah, he's saying
okay.
we
Thank you,
appreciate
Douglas,
that. Thank you so
and
much,
honestly,
bro.
wholeheartedly. Again, man, I'm as honest can be. A lot of people don't know that. They see me as the big bad bear or the big meanie. Really, I'm the guy that's been out protecting patients and protecting patients' rights for many and many moons, you know, and saved home growing. And I'm proud of that. I'm not saying that arrogantly. I'm just saying that, look, man, I love the culture and I love all you weed heads. That's why I do this stuff. But when people mess with that goodwill, then I get upset. So I appreciate that, and I really liked your email, by the way, and thank you.
Yeah, happy holidays to you and yours.
Happy holidays to you and yours as well. And let's get on to this week's giveaway. I hope everybody has...
So you can watch. Hold on 1 second.
1 sec.
Oh, and then you can watch too.
I'm still getting high, so you don't want me watching. We already messed up this bad. Sorry, Douglas, but honestly. And it's why I also must say to any of our friends outside of Canada, you may not apply. I'm sorry. It's only because, of course, there's a border. There we go.
Yeah. Perfect.
You gonna write numbers down?
Yep.
All right. So let me get this up. Oh, I'm gonna get this remote. There we go. That was fast. Okay, number generator. Now, you guys know how this works, so please do not post any numbers. Do not. Max, do not post any numbers, please. And I'm only saying that because it messes things up. So please don't post your numbers. Get them in your head, get ready, because when we get to the how you use the number generator, and I'm going to show you guys here, standard number generator. If you click on the link that I posted in the write-up, it'll show you it's a standard Google number generator, so that it can't be played with. I don't control this generator. I don't know who controls it. All I know is it generates numbers. So for tonight's show, how many people we got on here? I can't see. Where's your? You're not even on YouTube. How can?
I was going to Facebook to post the YouTube link.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, to my friends on
Sorry,
there's only 6 people on there. We're just killing people's time.
Sorry guys. I'll go back to YouTube.
Just like I can't see. Yeah. No, love to all you guys. Merry Christmas, guys. Pay attention as we close in on Christmas, because the big gifts, the $2,000 gifts, the $1,000 gifts, maybe even more, that's when we give them out. And those are where our sponsors really step up, especially Green Planet Nutrients. They step up, and they gave out almost $20,000 in equipment last year, just to have fun. 12 days of Christmas. So yeah, can you please deal with that dog because we deal with this before I get upset with him? No, I appreciate all the stuff there, guys. Let's get on with the giveaway so that people can tune out that want to tune out, because I get that and I understand that. And then we'll get on to the education. We do have a plan to talk about, and we do have a show to talk about. And most importantly, yes, thank you to all of our sponsors, because without people like High Voltage holding it down for the underground, without people like Cannabis in Canada being the voice of the underground and speaking out for you medical patients, for me, and for Canada, and speaking truth to power, we wouldn't be able to do this sort of thing for you. And we look forward to doing more. So with that said, I hope you got your numbers. We've given ample time. We got lots of people online ready to go. So we're going to go, sorry, shit, I thought you guys were looking at me. All right, there you go. So we're going to go between 1 and 1,000 today, just to make it a little bit different. Why not? Actually, let's make it, let's not make it too complicated, because I suck with math. So we're not going to make it too complicated. Numbers can start to roll now. When I hit that generate button, it's going to generate a number between 1 and 1,000. And whoever gets that number closest will win. Now, if there is a tie, those 2 people will regenerate, because there can only be one winner. I wish everybody the best of luck as I continue to get high. I'm going to do a big fat dab while Vicki writes down.
Write this down. They're recorded.
No, but we need to know who's closest.
I can look right here.
Oh, okay.
It's being recorded. We're so old, we think we gotta do things 18 different ways a Sunday.
Well, that's me saying write it down. That's because I am old. Shit. We didn't have no internet when I was a kid. We had Atari.
Okay, so did you do the...
I'm just waiting for the numbers to stop.
Oh,
When the numbers stop, then
we're
we...
good? I'll give it another minute.
Is everybody... No, they're not done. And please do not post twice. You'll disqualify yourself. And please do not post 2 numbers. You know, you don't get 2 free entries. It's 1 entry, 1 person. And that's why I said feel free to get your friends to do it.
Charlene, you've you've posted a couple times, but Jason didn't say that earlier. So from
Charlene, post a number and pick it, and that's going to be your number. And I don't even know if that's fair, because I do say I should have said it first. But again, these are rules put in place for a reason.
Yeah. So why don't we just go with your first original number, Charlene, which is 139. That's the first number you posted. We're going to go with that one.
All right.
Is that fair?
And eliminate the second.
Yeah, and we'll just take out the other ones.
And for the record, anybody else in the future, we don't post 2 numbers, we post 1, and then, you know, we want to keep this fair. When the numbers stop and people stop posting their numbers in, then we know that everybody's in. Hopefully you've done your steps.
We're on the same page. She's saying that was her first choice. That's what I was hoping for, so awesome. Fantastic. Okay, perfect. Same page. Everybody's happy. Alrighty.
Are all numbers in?
I would say give it 1 more minute and then we're out. So 60 seconds, folks.
If you don't see any numbers rolling, then we're good.
I'm going to do a timer. Where's my little thing?
You can still get in now. Yes, Christine. Oh, no, Christine Walsh. As long as you haven't posted. No, you're still in, I believe. Is she the one you were just talking to, or is that somebody else?
No, it's, what?
Christine Walsh?
No, that's somebody new. Definitely post. We're going to do 60 seconds from right about now.
Yeah, but Christine Walsh already posted 444. Now she's posting 867.
Okay, so why don't you just post, the numbers are done, hon. Let's just post the generator. There's nobody else new.
Okay, so the numbers are done, but anybody that's posted up twice, this is not going to be, I'm telling you, you're going to disqualify yourselves.
Well, no, we're going to go with your first number and leave it at that. We didn't say that before we cut the generator this time, but next week we'll make sure that we say it first. But we're going to pick your first number, folks. I hope that works for you.
I wish everybody the best of luck, and if you're all set to go,
let's do it.
Last chance to put your numbers in. If you are watching, you can run over and still do the steps. There's not a lot.
Do you want to do 1 more minute?
Oh no, it's just basically 5 seconds. I mean, I'm giving you guys a chance to share it with your friends, to say, come over, put in this stupid number, and if you win, click on these stupid links. That's what I'd be doing, man, because I'd want to win this prize. So for my friends listening, I know you can't win on SoundCloud, and I'm sorry, but you're welcome to tune in to the YouTube or Facebook feed. That's all I could say. And I can't wait for the Christmas giveaway, because this is awesome. All right, everybody's in. All in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 782. 782. Who is the closest? Who is the closest? Anybody know?
We got a 667.
We got a 654. Gary Govero.
888.
What was the number? 782?
Be about 100 out. Yeah. Got your calculator there?
Oh fuck, don't ask me to do no math. I'll step aside from that one.
Oh, we got a 698. So it's going to be between 698.
Oh, we got a 603.
867.
667.
That's going to be 888.
654. 638. What?
I need numbers closest to 700, Jay.
Oh shit, I'm sorry. See, that's why I said don't ask me, man. Okay, I'm gonna shut up and give you the numbers. And this way
I need your help.
What?
I believe it's either gonna be somewhere
888 or
698. You don't see anything else, right?
No, any disputation, well, Christina Walsh 867.
But 888 would be closer, I think. Yeah.
888, would it? To 782?
Well, I don't know. You know what?
867 would be closer.
Yeah. You're right. Let's do all that.
Is there any disputation or anybody that wants to claim this or do the math for us?
Well, I'm doing it. I'm calculating right now. So
I'm just kidding. Let me get this. Let us get us back on screen here first. That would probably help. All right, we're back. So we'll get this going here. You see, when you're the board man and you're doing this all on the fly, it makes it a little bit more trickier sometimes to get it all working just right. But it is what it is. 139 was his first choice. It was Charlene McCrow's. But either way, I think you have the right winner. Bear with us.
I changed my phone today and I can't find anything. That's been a problem. So every time I go to look for anything, all my apps are like, "Arr." Don't do that before.
When it's a $2,000 light, you wait till you see all the steps you're gonna have to do. There's gonna be a bunch of stuff. Or the Gorilla Grow tent. If we get the Gorilla Grow tent, that will be a badass giveaway. And I tell you, there'll be a lot of navigating you got to do for that one. So it's not me being a dick. It's me just trying to do what my sponsors asked me to do, which is promote them. And it's up to you guys to decide if you like them or if you don't like them. But you know what? Whoever the winner is, I want to congratulate you in advance because I'm already fucking jealous because I ain't got none right now. You know?
Oh, it's definitely, I believe that's the last one. Chris, 867. Was that Christina Walsh?
Yeah, but wasn't she the one that posted twice?
Well, what's her first number?
I don't know. I'm looking now.
Oh, please don't complicate this, Jason.
I'm not. I'm not trying to complicate anything. Who do you think is the winner?
I don't see a second number.
Oh shit. How do we lose our live feed on here? Never mind, this is just my computer. I'm fine, I'm on here.
Hey, Jay, I need
654.
Okay, Jay, I'm obviously having a hard time with the math here. Can you help me, please? You do it every week and it doesn't end up like this, so I need you to figure out who the winner is.
Jesus Christ, what is this?
I'm having a hard time. I thought I had it, but I guess my math's off.
Guys, you want to help out? Anybody watching, you want to know who the winner is, or, you know, you got to figure this out. Thanks, bro.
I thought it was somebody, but then again, like I said, my numbers were off, so I thought I better run it past you first.
Don't you have that on here? You didn't even have that.
What?
Some.
800?
I'm looking for high grade. High grade was 800. Mm-hmm. That's the closest to 788, I would think, right?
We'll do the math on it.
Or 782.
Yes.
So it's definitely
points. Yeah. So 80, 82, and she was. Give me that back.
That was one of our administrators that helped us with that one, so nice. I trust the math. Once again, thanks, brother. I appreciate it. It's good to have our administrators watching the show.
You shouldn't ask somebody with a head injury to do shit like this. Right? There's my disability.
Talk about a go-to excuse. I got a head injury.
Actually, no.
No, I'm just fucking with. Anyway, to our friends on YouTube, that was awesome, and we're still figuring it out. But I'm pretty sure that high grade. Send your information, please, to Cannabis in Canada. Your legal name, first and last name. Don't send me high grade because it's not how I'm gonna mail shit out. And I'm not gonna ask a company to do that sort of stuff. It's just silly. So just send us your real name and send us whatever address. I don't care if it's a friggin' box office.
Him, you know what, or him or her. Congratulations. I just want to cut in and say, you know what, or Justin, I believe.
Oh, him or her. Sorry, you're right.
Yeah. Justin, good job. I was off by 3 points, so good job.
3
I almost
points.
fucked that up. So, anyways, yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for the help. I was struggling hard there. I really appreciate it.
Justin as well, thank you. Another administrator obviously with Cannabis in Canada. We have it was RB Grower that also gave us the numbers. We have a few different.
RB, thank you.
We have a few different administrators that are there to take out any of the. As I said, people come on trying to ruin good things, ruin good shows. But anyway, congratulations to the winner. please send your information to cannabisincanada@gmail.com by tomorrow, because now I got some
If you live
backtracking.
close by and you feel like sharing, I'm just
Now I
kidding.
got to make up for last week and explain
I'll
somehow
post the email.
how this happened. And it doesn't look good when you have to explain yourself, but it's all good. It's on me and it's on my staff and my volunteers, and that's that simple. So we'll leave it at
It's never
that.
happened in all the years I've been on the show. That's a
But
few
congratulations.
Years,
Yeah, congratulations, guys. Honestly, that's at the end of the day, that's all that
yeah,
matters.
Awesome. Congratulations.
That was fucking cool. All right, so we're on here. Where is my? There's that one. We got like one person on, but everybody switched over to YouTube and just hanging out on
I
YouTube.
would. For high voltage?
But yeah, so again, congratulations to the winner. Now, please, and we ask all winners, you don't have to, but we ask you to please, if possible, post a picture up and let people know what you think of high voltage. Because in my opinion, you see, I've had the pleasure of promoting some very good brands in Canada long before legalization existed. But I've had a chance to promote some very good brands before there was ever sauce or live resin or anything like that around. So when you come across one that's truly 5-star fire, then I want every medical patient out there, and when the price point is right, then I want every medical patient out there to know, hey, if you don't have a dispensary because all the community safety units are shutting them down and they want to fuck with us, well then we got another route to get you some medicine, at least until they decide to stop this war. There's going to be a price war between the underground and between these corporations because of the federal government's policy, and until that policy changes, I don't see it changing in the street. I said this on stage on 420, I say this all the time, that who doesn't love their neighborhood grower? Since I was a kid, who didn't love their neighborhood grower? Whoever had the best fucking weed, whoever had the dank. And if you had the BC, I was from Ontario back then, so if you had the BC bud, man, you were the bomb, you were the man. You know, you had the shit. You know, I was all about double barrel purple mics. Yeah. That's what I was moving these shit when I was a kid.
Like, I'm aging myself, but that's okay. I remember like being like, all right, like 18 or 19, and a friend came to British Columbia. A friend James came to British Columbia, did some golfing out here, and he brought back for the first time, BC hydroponics. We went to this little coffee shop in Ajax, a bunch of us. We've been smoking weed for a few years at that point. We thought we were seasoned. We were in there just like gutted, gutted for like 2 hours. I remember honestly thinking like, man, this is the dankest shit I've ever smoked in my life. Right, going way, way back. Because we were used to smoking like brick weed. Right, we were smoking a lot of hash, a lot of brick weed back in the day.
YouTube. There we go.
So it was nice to see this bright green, fluffy buds. You were like, oh my God, what is that, right? So to now go from that
yeah, and you know what?
here at Dabs, wow.
Sorry, I was just going to say, Justin and RB, and I know this is going to sound like we staged it, but we didn't, just happened to win on our show by tuning in every week helps, but you know, it helps your odds. But honestly, they won, and they had a chance to try high voltage, and they can speak to it. They can speak to what was delivered. They can speak to what they thought of it. They don't need my influence. Every person won't lie about a product, and what matters is, to me, again, is a price point.
I agree.
And the professionalism in which it's handled. How fast do they get your order to you? What do they do when an order gets intercepted? What do they do if there's communication problems? And do they throw a little extra goodies in once in a while?
They do.
Just to let you know you're a preferred customer.
Yeah.
And that's the sort of shit you're looking for. The mom and pop shops that truly care about the medical patient and don't care about dosing. Because dosing don't matter when there's no overdose level. Dosing does not matter. Harvard study proved that. You need to be more worried about how much caffeine you're putting in your body than you do cannabinoids.
That's it. I mean, I use a little more THC at night to help me sleep and really get through, just for sleep for me. I use a lot of fucking CBD during the day. Like some days I'm using hundreds. I'm always over 100 milligrams. It doesn't matter the day. Always, always, always. And some people have said like, wow, that's a lot.
Douglas, you're going to love it. I'm telling you.
I ride out usually a few 100 milligrams of CBD a day, and that's like where I'm feeling the best Vicki. You know what I mean? My best vibe, my best self.
Air dabbing. Right to you. Air dab, guys. I swear to God, I'm trying. If I could email you a dab right now, I would.
Take that dab for you. But yeah, if you're up
One
there,
day maybe we could virtually actually reach through a
wish that'd be
wormhole or
awesome.
something and share a dab.
Speaking of mom and pop shops, if you're out there and you don't have access to really good CBD, the natural remedy is what I use myself. I purchase it myself. I buy it myself. I use it myself. Because I do all those things myself, I can personally say, honest to goodness, it really does help my fibromyalgia. Unlike anything else, unless I'm making my own. I haven't been doing that the last little while. Life's kind of gotten in the way. I need to get.
Hey, tonight's show's lit though, so let's keep this going. You know what? I got your video here. Do you want people to see your video?
Yeah, you know what? See where I've come from. These guys have got.
Let me show you a video.
Years. I've been with the Natural Remedy for years, and this is a tried, tested, and true product. They've had this on their shelf for years because it's a tried, tested. Look at my hair. Look at my hair. You can't make that up.
We're gonna run a longer show tonight. We're gonna change out our battery on break, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna keep smoking and baking and getting high with y'all. Keep it live on YouTube because that's where we are birthed from. We fucking love you guys, and we hope that you love the private.
Yeah.
And you know what? Put that shit out there. Put that smoke out there and tell people to put their seeds down. When we come back, we're gonna get into growing. We're gonna get into talking about the cannabis plant, and we're gonna fucking get higher than fuck. And we're gonna have a good time as we close in on holidays because you know what? There's too much negativity during this time of the year and depression.
Hey,
we need some happiness.
Before we go any further,
TikTok.
Hold on, Douglas Craft. Sav is still wearing his green plant T-shirt. You know what? I don't do a lot of T-shirts and that. Those fucking socks, I love, man. I sent those to my kid. He wears those green plant socks. He wears. I come out of those gyms.
We'll probably have more of those this year.
Those socks. They're beauty. Oh, they fit so nice. I wear those to and from the gym. They are like, honestly, they're sweet. They're like sweet on your feet. So yeah, hopefully we'll give some of those away.
You're right. There is a here, and we will be changing the background screen here so that you guys can see the plant better. And we will be discussing where we're at. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but we'll be discussing where we're at. Cause I'm reading the comments. And that matters too because we're taking you guys from literally seed to flower.
Yep, for real.
We're taking you right through it, and we're also showing you what we do with our extra byproducts, such as leaves, how we juice them. We throw them in and we actually get our megas in our phytos in a way out of there, and even terpene profiles on a lower level. Moreover, in flower is when you really get that stuff.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that more when the time's right.
On the cute sock thing, I have to say I agree. They actually have a little, no, you know what? This is how rad Green Planet are. There's a little L and a little R on your sock, so it tells you which one's your left or right. You're like, that's pretty. Yeah, they do.
I didn't know that.
That's
See, I had a couple pairs, and I had to give them all. I wonder where the fuck they went. And she scoops everything of mine. She is literally a leech when it comes to that. That's like the real.
I love those socks. But I had to speak up because I'm like the L and R is
That's where they went.
thing. My son loves them.
I knew I wasn't crazy. I was like, I know I have Green Planet socks. I know you guys are wondering who fucking cares about your stupid Green Planet socks.
I love
And it's like we just happen to like them.
They're really cute.
Anyway, honestly, guys, let's get on with this here. This will give us a chance to stretch out, and I'm gonna do a couple dabs. I'm gonna smoke this fucking joint, and you guys can enjoy this and watch Vicky's story. Here's Vicky's story in 2 different videos that shows you as she first she gets her package from the Natural Remedy, because I called them and I said, look, this is a situation. The doctor threw her into withdrawal. She's in Ontario. She was planning on coming back to BC anyway, but she's in full withdrawals, and she was forced into this. And in Ontario, they're not going to prescribe to her because she's a BC person now. So it was all messed up. So it really made it hard for her. And people don't, and anybody who's been on opiates understands this. When you watch this video, you're going to feel it. If you've ever been addicted to anything and been controlled by it, and you'll understand where she's coming from. But this is also her coming off of, this is just after she still used to walk her from time to time at this point.
I did.
We had the walker in the car.
Yep.
So, this was still when she was still from time to time having flare-ups. So she was new to CBD. The Natural Remedy introduced CBD, convinced me it wasn't a government fucking. At first, I thought the Natural Remedy actually was a fucking not the Natural Remedy, but the government was trying to curve us away from THC and look at the non-psychoactive CBD. And then I realized, fucking no, she got off a walker, she's recovered her life, and this is going to be her story. And when we return, she can tell that in her own words. So for any y'all out there that suffer from addiction, know somebody that suffers from addiction, worried about somebody that suffers from addiction, you'll want to see this part. Love you guys. We'll see you guys after break. Welcome back to Cannabis Canada with Jason Wilcox, the real Cannabis in Canada. We're celebrating a win in our
Hi, this is Vicki O'Brien, medical cannabis patient. I would like to share a little bit about the journey that I'm about to take with my partner Jason Wilcox as we travel coast to coast. As some of you know, we've been in Ontario for the month of June visiting family, and prior to my leaving to come to Ontario, I had recently been put on morphine due to my hepatitis. I had come off of all pharmaceuticals a couple of years ago with cannabis oil, and recently my liver acted up and I was forced off canna oil. My body couldn't process high doses of oil anymore. So I was forced back onto pharmaceuticals. And unfortunately that pharmaceutical was morphine because it's the only drug that doesn't, it bypasses the liver. I was in the hospital for a short stint. Anyways, the long and the short of it is I was put back on morphine, and for anybody that's been a cannabis patient and suffered withdrawals and done that, to be put back on it was horrendous to say the least. So that basically didn't allow me to take the journey back to British Columbia with Jason. As some of you know, Jay and Dano made the trip out from BC to Ontario in the car. When we all decided to make this trip, I went to my doctor. You know, we talked about, I didn't want to be on the morphine forever, but this was the situation that I was placed in. Anyways, my doctor at that point decided that he wanted to taper me back off the morphine because my liver was doing better in his eyes, I guess. I'm not sure. But unfortunately, I still have a lot of chronic pain to deal with, and he didn't want to deal with my chronic pain. He only wanted to deal with the symptoms of my liver, I'm assuming. So he forced a taper on me, and he also forced a taper on me when I was supposed to be on vacation with my family. So this has not really been the best vacation because the entire time I've been here, I've been in withdrawal since the day and hour I got on the plane. You know, doctors play God in your life. You know, and for all that, the Rona Ambroses of the world that think there's no value to marijuana, well, you know what? I didn't feel very valued in my doctor's office when we decided to do a morphine taper when I was supposed to be on vacation. You know, that's our medical system. So anyways, the long and the short of it is I wanted to get off of the opiates anyway. I didn't want to go back on them. I just didn't have any other cannabis options. I'd run out of oils. And like I said, I couldn't take them because my body couldn't process coconut oil anymore, or grapeseed oil, or any oil. So I really was out of options. And I don't know, like a miracle of God, Jason had gotten some RSO, and so thank God he shared one of the syringes with me last week. And it was like a miracle. It was, relief came. It was truly felt miraculous. I wasn't running to the bathroom. I wasn't nauseous. I wasn't sick. It alleviated the withdrawal symptoms, the pain of withdrawal, so much so that I said to him, if I can get my hands on this oil, Jason, not only do I feel that I can tough through withdrawals, I truly believe in my heart I can make this trip home with you. So I'm supposed to be on a plane tomorrow on a Sunwing flight, and I've given up my flight. I don't get my money back. I believe in this oil so much that I gave up my $300 flight for no good reason other than to say, you know what, I believe this oil will get me off of morphine and it will get me home. So you know what, Rona Ambrose, for this, there's no medical value. You're insane. You're insane, woman. Any doctor that would send you home for 4 weeks on a taper, first of all, how the hell is that healthcare? There's no caring in that. I've suffered, my family suffered. It's been a heck of a month. But anyways, that oil last week, I got my hands on this oil, and I also did a tea with it, and it was like life-changing. And it brought me back to how I did my withdrawals the first time around, and I did my withdrawals with RSO. This time is different because I'm not only doing withdrawals, I'm taking a trip across the country. So I'm taking, probably the worst times of my life and extending it because I have serious back pain. But I truly believe it's possible with this oil. So I was able, this stuff is very expensive, and it shouldn't be. This stuff should be the same damn price as my opiates, It shouldn't cost hundreds of dollars for me to be in like no pain. You know, this is crazy. This is hundreds of dollars. And I go to the pharmaceutical, I go up to Shoppers Drug Mart, and it only cost me $26 or like $36 for like 100 morphine. How can that even be right? You know what I mean? How can that even be right? How can it cost so little for something that's killing me and so much for something that's saving me? You know, this is all on purpose, man. So, you know, this prohibition, this reefer madness, it has to end. It has to end. There, you know, I firmly believe that if this were in the hands of every detox, every withdrawal management center, and again, I was an addictions counselor before I became sick. I firmly believe that as a worker, if I had this in my hands and I was in a detox, nobody would suffer again. No heroin or opiate addict would ever suffer again. The pains of withdrawal would be a thing of the past. The running to the bathroom and it just taking over your life, that would be a thing of the past. And I don't think any human should have to suffer. That's my thing, right? I don't think suffering, especially when we have access to medicine that allows us not to suffer. And for me, this has allowed me not to suffer. So today is my last day. Well, actually, last night was my last morphine, and today, thank God, is my first day of freedom. So we're going to open this up. I have a day one and a night one from the naturalremedy.ca. They're amazing people. They're the only place that I've been able to locate actually like high CBD and high THC. The last time I did this, I got a one oil. It was a one purpose, one thing did one, you know, and it didn't do everything. There's no one thing for all people. These guys are amazing. They have it so much so that they have like different oils for different issues, like different strains for different pains, like JL says, and it only makes sense, right? It only makes sense to me. So I have a high CBD one for the day, which is going to allow me to stay in the car with Jay and get home, but it's going to keep my inflammation down, my pain down. Not only does it do that, the owners of the company explained to me what it does for your brain. When you're in withdrawals, and anybody that knows withdrawals, you are in a state of crisis. Your brain is in a state of crisis. It doesn't matter what you do. It is so stressed out and you're frustrated, you're snappy, and you're all the things that you don't want to be. This oil here, this one, the CBD oil, actually helps swelling almost, that stress of the brain, not swelling, but it's stress. It actually alleviates the stress of the brain. CBD is an amazing medicine, you know. So this will not only, you know, assist the inflammation in my body and my back and my hip, but it'll also keep the inflammation in my brain, which is where all those crazy withdrawals are happening. It's going to keep that at a calming state too. And for anybody that's been where I'm at right now, you know that there's nothing calm about withdrawals. So anything that can keep the shakes and all that shit down at bay, I mean, this is a miracle. This is a miracle. I am an addictions counselor. If I could have given this to one of my patients, just one client, you know what I mean? And they didn't have to suffer. I mean, it's amazing what we could do. No addict needs suffer ever again if they don't want to. You know, I don't think that withdrawals, anybody should ever have to suffer again. So we are going to be making this trip with this, like I said, the inflammation one. And then for anybody that knows me, knows that I also suffer terribly with insomnia. So I have this crazy THC one that's for nighttime. So it's 75% THC and 5% CBD. I don't understand the science enough, but I do know that the THC one KOs me and it's amazing for pain. And this CBD one I haven't tried, so I'm pretty excited to see really how I'm going to feel, because really the only one I've ever had was like the standard high THC oils, right? This is a whole new world for me, and I'm really excited to see how I'm going to be feeling physically and mentally, because your mental picture is a big part of who you are and your day, right? So we're getting ready for this trip. It's pretty exciting. Sorry about all the tears. It's, you know, it is what it is. And as much as I hate where I'm at, I'm actually glad to be here, because I didn't want to go back on morphine, and without having access to these kind of oils, my only other option was being forced back on coconut oil, and I can't consume it. So I'd run out of options, and thank God for the Natural Remedy, because they've given me options that I didn't think I had anymore. And this is a blessing, right? A huge blessing, because I didn't want to be back on that damn opiates anyway. So anyways, enough of that bad, boring stuff. Let's move on to the happy, good stuff. We are getting ready for this awesome trip. I don't want to open up the trifolds because these are for people's dispensaries and their lounges, but we're all set up. Kelly K from the West Coast got us all rigged out. We got trifolds here. We got stickers. I'm not going to pull everything out, but I would like to pull out some of these t-shirts because they're pretty awesome. I don't even have one. Maybe this is mine now. So yeah, I love the hashtag. So we got some t-shirts, guys. We're coming coast to coast. We're going to be bringing the CRC. We're going to be bringing it to you. You know, hit us up, PM us, and hopefully we can stop, sesh, educate, and share information. And you know, the more of us get together, the better. We need power in numbers at this point, folks. August is right around the corner. And the more of us that get together, the better. There really can't be enough of us at this point. We need a Canna army. So if we're passing by your town, let us know, hit us up. We'd love to stop by and sesh. And yeah, peace out. Wish us well.
Roadside Travels with Jason Wilcox.
Well, how are you feeling? Give us an update. You're on the oil, we're on the side of the highways, so you've been traveling now for a few hours. How are you feeling?
Well, when I woke up this morning, you know what? I was sick this morning. I was very sick, actually. I woke up this morning and I was nauseous. As soon as I got to the car, I took some. That was about 90 minutes ago, and I went from being totally nauseated to now I got the munchies. So, that's a really good thing when you're not feeling good. So, yeah, thank you very much, and let's buy some breakfast.
Stay tuned for more as we continue the roadside travels.
We're dabbing the Trans-Canada Highway, folks. We're just about coming into Sudbury. It's beautiful up here.
Miss Vicki O'Brien, we're still in Ontario.
Hi, CBD. Last one of the day.
Now we go to high THC at night, right?
Yeah, I'd like to say that when I first got these, I was unsure of how, if I was gonna actually use 2 syringes a day, but easily you can. This is so amazing. I can't say enough.
And there's actually a guy walking by, weird enough, in the middle of nowhere. We are actually in the middle. I finally found some water in northern Ontario, and I wanted to pull over and just before the sun goes down, spend a little time with Vicki and see how she's feeling, because she went through the whole day today driving.
This is what I was using during the day, and we stopped about an hour ago in Tim Hortons, and I was thinking, I did this trip to Calgary, and based on the trip to Calgary, I didn't think I could do this trip because I was in so much pain on the way back from Calgary. I was basically in bed for 2 weeks, so I bought a flight, gave it up. Anyways, in the Tim Hortons today, I realized, you know what, I'm day 2 of this trip, and I'm not nearly in as much pain as I was in, and I'm in withdrawals. So that's amazing stuff. You know what? I'm on the tail end of a taper from morphine, and I'm in day 2 of probably the longest drive of my life, and I got out of the car, and I was smiling, and I'm hungry. So honestly, I can't say this enough. I didn't think a whole lot about the CBD because I thought, I don't know, is this all malarkey? Is this all bullshit? Is this all like Dr. Sanjay Gupta? It's really not. It's really, really not. There's a whole lot of medicine in here. And tonight, for me to sleep and to deal with my pain, and so that I don't get up and I don't get sick during the night, I take one of these, and again, it seems like a lot, but it's not, because again, you have to remember, not only am I in pain, I'm in withdrawals. This will stop me from getting up in the night, being sick, having diarrhea, all the lovely things that come with morphine withdrawals. So you know what, thank God for these oils. They've got me through the drive.
Yeah, let's go, Vicki Dabs. There's River again, check this out. This river has shadowed us the whole way.
Hey, we're on day 3 of our trip, and it's early morning, and I'm finding that to be some of the most challenging time because of the withdrawals. The withdrawals I've tapered down to virtually a third of what I was using, so I'm down to the last leg of the taper. So when I get up in the morning, I haven't taken any morphine for 12 or 18 hours, so in the morning I'm really, really sick. It takes 30-40 minutes for this to kick in. So this is how I'm dealing with the nausea and the pain in the morning. And this morning is really rough. I certainly wouldn't be able to make the trip without it. Thank goodness for it. So a good dose like that. And I was saying to Jay yesterday,
by the time I dosed a couple doses in, I've forgotten all about this nausea, and that's basically what's happened the last 2 mornings. So I'm sure certain that's what's going to happen again today. I can't wait to be free from these things. Nobody wants to wake up like this in the morning, wake up sick, vomiting and having diarrhea every morning. It's just an awful way to start the day. So anyways, we're off, and safe travels.
We are out in Manitoba.
Hey guys, this is my morning update. We are in Manitoba making our way to Regina. I had a rough start this morning, so we're a little bit behind the 8 ball. I'm 2 days morphine free, but my back's really sore this morning. I think it's mostly the pills and the drive. But anyways, again, we had a little bit of a rough start. I had some pretty nasty diarrhea this morning. I know that's not the prettiest thing to be talking about, but that's what happens when you're going through opiate withdrawal. So this morning I was kind of trapped on the toilet. Thanks for hanging around for me, Jason. And I took a large portion of this CBD oil this morning just to deal with the withdrawal pain and the symptoms. So you know what? From taking the majority of this oil, I went from throwing up, having diarrhea, to ending up at Denny's, getting some breakfast into me. Now we're back on the road. So again, it might be a slow start, but you know what? Thanks to this oil, at least I'm up and I'm going. So you know what? Thank God for this. I wouldn't be able to make the trip without it. And I'm happy to say that I'm 2 days morphine free. I feel like a piece of shit. But you know what? I know that in a week or so, I have a freedom that I can't wait to get back to. So happy travels.
All right, highly medicated and highly motivated. We are back. Highly medicated and highly motivated. We are back. Sometimes you have to tell her twice. Welcome back, Vicki.
Yes, I was very emotional.
Yeah, that was emotional for it. It was hard for me sometimes as her partner. Let me just say this. Even now, for her to rewatch these videos, I know for some of y'all it's like it's just another video, but it's a testimony to a camera in favor of true medical testimony about cannabis and how it helped her impaired life. Like she said, she was demotivated and impaired. I'm gonna let her tell her story in her words from this point forward. For all you ladies and gentlemen watching out there that might be suffering from any sort of addiction and or withdrawals of any sort,
You know what I mean?
we're open to reach out to. That's what our support team's there for. Join Cannabis Act of Canada's Facebook group and reach out to our administrators. They're all good people, they're all good-hearted, and they all understand the good nature of this plant. Miss O'Brien?
I found that video always very emotional. It was my life at the time. I was home visiting my family. I only get to see them once a year. Sometimes twice a year if I'm really, really lucky. I live on just, you know what I mean? I live, right? But we've all got our challenges. I only get home really once a year. So to have gone back home forced on the taper, it was just awful. And BC regulations at the time, they changed fibromyalgia, that chronic pain conditions weren't going to be treated with opioids anymore. I was so lucky. I found a natural remedy, and they supported me and helped me in my recovery and get off that. Like, I can't even imagine during, that few months that they forced all of us off of our payments. And how many people got lost and they ended up down in fucking East Hastings. You know what I mean? Because they didn't have that outlet, and they didn't know that CBD works, and their doctor's not telling them that. You know what I mean? Nobody told me that. Nobody said to me, Vicki, CBD, it plugs the same channels that opioids do in the brain. I mean, it's filling the same receptors that opioids do, you know what I mean? So it's doing the same job more effectively because your body is craving that cannabinoid. It is desperate for it, you know what I mean? So anyway, it's always very emotional. It was my life. It was a very hard time. I knew that on the other side of the morphine withdrawals, I was going to have a better quality of life, and I couldn't wait to get back to that quality. And now, you know, a few years later, I'm really grateful that I get to share where I'm at now, where, you know, how you can go from being bedridden and in a walker, you know, honestly, to whatever that means for you. I don't know what getting out of your walker and out of whatever state you're in, I don't know where you are. I know what it was for me. I was hopeless. I was fucking hopeless, and every day felt like it just never ended. And every morning I got up with the same shitty yesterday, and every tomorrow I was dreading because I couldn't get out of bed. I was in so much pain. I had no life and no quality of life. And so to be here and to know that I can share that there is another way and there's a better way, I feel really blessed that I have an opportunity to share on Cannabis in Canada. It makes the accidents and all the shit that happened make sense. If I can help one person with fibromyalgia make sense, you know, even just a little bit, then all the shit that I went through makes more sense for me. You know, so in that giving there's taking, and that taking there's giving. It's the yin and the yang, the balance of that, right? Experience in relationships with people. So out of that shitty time, I'm a few years later, and I can honestly say, you know, if you're out there and you're newly diagnosed with fibromyalgia, I know it's really overwhelming, because basically they said to you, you have this thing that we don't really understand and know anything about. We can't really treat you, so we're just gonna keep tossing drugs at you and hope to God, like, you know, something fucking sticks. Well, you know, for most of us, nothing sticks. We end up getting sicker and sicker, because it really began with what Dr. Ethan Russo has said on paper. He believes, and so do I, because I feel it in my blood. When I stop taking the CBD oil in 4 days, I'm on a walker. So that tells me my endocannabinoid system is deficient at that point. I have 4 days in that interim. That's my life. After that, I'm back on that walker. I'm starting to stiffen up, and all of the symptoms of fibromyalgia rear their head. So, you know, as great as I look now, the reality is I need the CBD to make sure that I continue if I don't take my CBD every day, I'm going to be back in that bed. And, you know, I'll be damned if I go back to that. Like, that can't be, you know. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness, you lost your baby mother to fentanyl. I am so sorry. Oh my goodness. I feel we all pray for you, for your family, for your loss. You know, it's tragic. That's tragic. There's no justice in that. Every Canadian we have lost to opioids or fentanyl, this crisis that is killing our brothers and sisters, it needs to end. It needs to end yesterday. You know, it's crazy that we have this plant that for most of us could really have such a beneficial impact and get us off or reduction of those opioids. You know what I mean? It's amazing what this plant could do if only given the opportunity to assist you and support you. Sorry about the tears. That video was really emotional today. I've come a long way, and I'm so grateful. So grateful to every single person that's helped me heal. The Natural Remedy, first and foremost. I have mad love and respect for you. The Beer Brothers, Cannabis in Canada, always first. Sci-Fi, thank you. I mean, the list goes on and on. High Voltage. Thank you all for helping me get here and finding my best self. If I can support anybody in that, my life makes sense, and my chronic pain is making more sense for me. So if you allow me to be a part of that, you're actually helping me, and I thank you. My spirit thanks you. So that's it for me. I'm most blessed, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. I'm going to have a bath and try and get my shit back together.
Well, I think in closing, I think that what you've done is you've opened up a proper dialogue that needs to be addressed, which is, one, it's the time of year. Yeah. Two, it's the misinformation that's being sent out there about dosing and whether cannabinoids work. People don't realize the tears are running under her glasses. You know, you can't see her tears, but this is very emotional. And I said it's as real and as raw as it gets here on Cannabis in Canada. We don't hold back. We try and show fact from fiction so people can see for themselves, and it's unfortunate that it's at the end of the show that people see that, but at the same time we've got at least 30 people watching with us, you know, and joining along with us as they hear the story of one success, one testimonial of one patient. Then you've got other patients that have succeeded over getting rid of numerous drugs. I mean, we've got so many different testimonials of how cannabis helps patients that why the federal government would even consider amending the Cannabis Act of Canada to eliminate anything medical is absurd.
Well, and putting, not that because it's a whole other show, maybe it'll be next week's show, but really looking at, the idiocy in regulating dosing when knowing, you and I both know that, like, you're only keeping your own people sick. Keeping your own people sick. Like, what the fuck is wrong with our government, man? What is wrong with our healthcare system? Like, they know better. There's parts of the world that this is being researched. This is tried, tested, and true. Cannabinoid therapy, you know what I mean? There's actually the research, the Canadian cannabinoid research, whatever that's called. I mean, it's going on in our country, in UBC. I mean, why are we not feeling the benefits of this research? I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. But if you have a friend and they're out there and they're suffering, like, my God, give them some information on, just drop the word endocannabinoid. Right? You have an endocannabinoid system. I've dropped that on so many motherfuckers.
Sav, as you know, you and I go back a long way, my friend.
Yeah.
And as do many that are in the chat. And one thing we do know is that up until we always had a drug problem in this country, we always had an opioid problem, but we didn't really get the fentanyl problem until more recently. Now in our streets, we have a housing problem, a drug problem, a fentanyl problem, overdose problem. And meanwhile, the federal government of Canada seems to feel like it's important to focus on how cannabis is not medical. And all Vicki and I want to do is share what we've already just showed you in a video. All we want to do is open a harm reduction house and try to help people. I don't understand why there needs to be such arbitrary oversight and policy that allows these corporations to monopolize a free and democratic peoples.
And how 12 months ago, only 12 friggin' months ago, we had over 100 dispensaries here in the downtown core that all were fucking making money, and they were self-sufficient business. They were paying their taxes, they were paying their legal shit, they were over 100 of them were self-sustaining. That's the word I was looking for. Over 100 self-sustaining businesses in the Vancouver downtown area. What are we down to? There's like 2 left, 2 left. I mean, there's nothing left. They have completely denigrated anything that was, they just fucking abolished it. And I agree with you. When you have a plant and millions of people that are suffering, and there's only like 2, there's a shortage of go to university. That's a blessing. I love the idea of legalization. I'm not shitting on that and the good work that you guys have done to get here. I'm so appreciative. But I'm with you. The regulations need to change. There should be a pop-up shop everywhere. I should be able to go down the street, pick up my oil, so should you, whatever friggin' dosage you want, your body needs, and it shouldn't be the astronomical amounts of money for like really Z-grade weed. Like, I'm not spending like, $30 a gram on like Z-grade weed. You know what I mean? Like, it's not happening. So it seems like Ontario's trying to get their shit together and do things a little more right. And I never thought living in British Columbia we would be watching you saying, hey, it looks like you're doing it right, but it looks like you're doing it right.
Yes.
Right? I'm hoping a little bit more of Canada starts to look at maybe what Ontario says they're going to do. And I hope that their government lives up to their expectations and what they've been saying. It would be nice to see people like Abby Roach. I used to go to the Hot Box because it was the only friggin' joint around. You know what I mean? So to have a self-sustaining business of probably over 20 freaking years, at least 20 years, there is a deep sadness. There would be a deep sadness in Kensington Market. So it's nice that hopefully my prayers goes out to Hot Box. That they, they're still there for another 20, 40, 60 years.
So, Sav, again, I would say to everybody that my biggest concern, like Vicki and I have noticed year after year, our city gets worse. Now we have people pitching up tents on our beaches, in our parks, right out front of our house, on our sidewalk, literally pitching up their tent. And there's no police enforcement because there's a housing crisis. So they're not enforcing it. Once in a while you see the city worker hosing someone down with water, which Vicki and I didn't find very nice. At the end of the day, we all have a brother, a sister, a mother, a father, son or a daughter who might be suffering from addiction. And it's not their fault. Addiction is a medical issue. It is not a criminal issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to treat them like a criminal is not right.
No, it's a health.
It's a health issue that needs to be addressed. Now, clearly, if the 12-step program worked and NA worked, we wouldn't be here talking about the goddamn crisis of people dying in our streets. There needs to be some new approach. Whether it's radical or not, cannabis can get you off opioids. If it can get you off fentanyl, if it can get you off oxycodone, then it can get you off heroin and cocaine, no different. It just has to be taught in the right way and addressed in the right way, instead of trying to profiteer off this. It shouldn't be $16 a gram.
Jeez.
You can grow it for 50 cents to $1.50 like any other produce. It should be treated like produce. And it's not. And it's the medical patients who are once again caught in the crosshairs, only this time we're not caught in the crosshairs of prohibition, we're caught in the crosshairs of legalization. Is that not messed up or what? I mean, I can get mad and I can yell and get upset.
Savio, I'm just writing that. I agree with you guys 100%. Let's see what Doug Ford does. I really pray he does what he says he's going to do, because the rest of Canada will be watching you guys, right? And we should be. I'm watching. I know many of us are. Because there should be a space for all of us, man. And if you have the space, time, and the retail opportunity, then why the heck shouldn't you? I shouldn't have to be a billionaire to get in on this industry. That is unfair. There's no justice in the people that have grown and sustained this industry and this plant. Justice in that.
And again, I want to speak up right now. For the addicts and everybody, I want to remind everybody, it wasn't the big corporations that were helping people suffering from addiction or going through medical problems. In fact, there's very few of the 300 plus corporations in this country that are legally allowed to sell weed or cannabis. Not that it's good, but anyway, they can sell it. It's not really a medical pricing scheme for medical patients. There might be a little discount for B grade weed and mill-housed weed or gamma processed weed. In other words, radiated weed. If that's how you treat medical patients, then where is this really headed? What's the end road in 2020 for us?
I laugh out of fear.
But we paved the driveway to legalization through 16 constitutional challenges. It wasn't the recreational users. In fact, there was no recreational users that ever challenged anything except David Mulveen, who went all the way to the Supreme Court. It's just unfortunate he couldn't prove that the brain or the worm in his brain wasn't real. That was the only problem. But he made it. He took it all the way to the Supreme Court.
Took that all the way.
Real. That's real.
Yeah.
And right now, I really worry about the fentanyl crisis that we're facing. I mean, as much this time of the year, what I seen was people suffering. I took my dog, like I said, 2 18-kilometer hikes. We went together. Now that he's all healthed up and healed up. And we went for 2 18, and I was surprised to see these people sleeping in the park, in Stanley Park, and down at my beach. And I'm thinking, my God, it's got to be cold by the water.
Right.
And no heaters, no space heater, no nothing. They're surviving. Now, I seen this in California when I was there during the LA riots in 93 or 92 or 91, whatever the hell it was. But I never seen anything like this in Canada. And for us to sit there and ignore it and allow them to continue to focus on cannabis, which is only as dangerous as the caffeine that's in my fridge in a pop when it comes to the Harvard study, when it comes to addiction, when it comes to lethal dosage. In fact, you can die from overdose of caffeine. You can't die from cannabis. And here we are focusing on how to profit off cannabis and not worry about the people dying in our streets. And for me, as a patriot, 1, to Canada, and 2, to my people, it's my due service to at least say something and say it's wrong and that we need a new approach that's different than NA. And a drug is a drug is a drug. No, it's not. There's addictive drugs, there's drugs that are bad for you, and then there's drugs you might need, depending on your ailment. And it doesn't make you a bad person because you need drugs.
No, and NA, AA, CA, GA, there's Foods Anonymous. Those programs supplements work for some people. They do.
They do for some,
But
but
they're-
obviously it's not working if they're dying in our streets. That's my
These
point.
tastings, there's-
Statistics.
Yeah, there's hundreds of people down there. I'm not joking.
Numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
Numbers never lie.
No.
That's why I love truth. Truth to power will tell you the truth. People are dying tonight, right now, as I'm talking to you. Somebody's dying in the street, not necessarily from drugs. They could be dying just simply because it's been too many nights, too cold, without enough calories, and without enough food, period, of any sort, or water, or the will to get it. People literally just die in their tents. And this is Canada, a free and democratic society. Now over in America, I can expect this shit. Trump world, no problem. This is Canada. Now as Justin laughs at Trump over in America, over on the world stage, I'm wondering how many people are laughing at Justin because people are dying in the streets, or is it just covered up and censored from the media? It's sort of like how China censors their shit from us, and all these other countries censor shit. At the end of the day, we need to remind ourselves, our forefathers, the people that framed our country,
This isn't what they saw.
they didn't want this. This wasn't freedom and liberty. That's why the courts keep ruling in our favor and in the government's favor. They keep losing.
Unless you
In the
did-
privacy case, in Allard, in R.V. Smith, and all the previous challenges going all the way back to Parker, the government keeps writing policy that's unconstitutional, and they don't care. They let it go to the judicial arm. The judicial arm says, you're wrong, change it. And it goes back to the political arm. The political arm changes it. It's still unconstitutional. It goes back to the judicial arm again for another trial when somebody gets charged. Finally, I charged the government. Said, screw that. You're not taking my garden away. Not based on fire, mold, and organized crime. Not without substantial evidence. There's 42,000 of us. 36,000 choose to grow for ourselves. Now, right now, people are being almost forced to get into this new program. We have doctors willing to work with us. I want to circle back to harm reduction and close out on this because this was a big part of Vicki's story. It's also a big part of mine, but long ago. See, I'm 26 years into my illness, so 27 now, that I've lived. I was told I had 6 months to live 27 years ago. So when you count Christmases and you raise your kid, now your kid's 20 years old. It's like, God damn. Now they tell me it's a manageable disease. You're going to live until you're in your old age. And it's like, psychologically, I want you to think about that. So for me, it's like, I get it. And then I see the pain out there. And I don't think until you face death, you can truly respect life. And once you face death, you truly can respect life. And what I've seen, and whether it's a human being, a dog, an animal, a tree, it shit ain't right. And we're mistreating either Mother Earth, one another. It ain't right. There's a way to fight for justice. And you can be assertive, you can be even mean. As long as you don't cross that other line. But when we're talking about fellow medically sick Canadians that are living and dying on our streets, I would suggest that it's our solemn duty to
have
at
to do
least
something better.
say something, and if you don't have the money to do something, then God damn it, buy them a coffee in the morning, or say hello, or wish them a Merry Christmas. Because they're more alone than any of us. And some of them are just as medical as us. Vicki and I seen a man being hosed off the street with his wife. They were just simply trying to pack up their tent. But the guy didn't want to wait, so he was hosing them to get them to move their tent faster until he was told to stop. It's sad that it takes a civilian to stop another civilian from mistreating the homeless and the sick, who aren't even being violent. They're not being violent, they're not being rude, they're not cursing, they're not swearing. I get it when that happens. I get it why you need to get involved. But why hose down somebody that's simply already down on their luck, sleeping on the street with their wife, and they're simply trying to roll their shit up? Give them time to roll their shit up. They just woke up off of cold cement, hard floor. How they're even living, I don't know.
No.
I don't know if I could spend the night in their shoes.
No, me either.
So I don't want to take this lightly. I want to say we need to seriously, from coast to coast, all look at what medical is and look at how can we address the opioid crisis and show the government once and for all that cannabis is a medical plant, and two, it needs to be further explored because the cannabinoid spectrum is 113 phytocannabinoids that turn into endocannabinoids, and we don't know enough about the spectrum. So the entourage effect versus just using THC and CBD, it's just, we don't know enough about it. It needs to be further explored.
I'm touching on harm reduction. I agree. You know what? Harm reduction is amazing and so important. You know what? When looking at harm reduction, and if you're using opioids right now, CBD is an amazing tool at reducing harm. So if you're looking at reducing the harm that opioids are causing you, the harms that opioids caused me were mood swings, my pain was worse, I had flare-ups, I had more migraines, and it just didn't really work at the end. I was taking more, feeling less, and I was a rageaholic. I don't know about, and you know, I find that most people when they get off of them, they say the same thing. I was so fucking all over the place. The opioids made me moody, they made me aggressive, they made me into a different human being. So, you know, honestly, reducing harm was so important for me. When I first started getting like brownies and cookies and sleeping better, that was harm reduction. I just didn't know it. Taking CBD and reducing my opioids, that's harm reduction. I just didn't know it. I was reducing the harms that opioids were causing me by using this product. So if you're out there, you know, and you're thinking about, you know, maybe I'm not ready to come off my opioids, give these a whirl, and reduction can be an amazing thing. Even reducing them can be honestly life-changing. You'll start to just feel a little bit more zip in your step.
Well, it's sort of like in the elderly. I mean, when we introduce them to cannabis oils and they go to the bathroom, they're on so many pills that they can't go to the bathroom. So that to them, that's like their laxative, and they get high. So they get the benefits of both worlds. They get to taste food good again for the first time. I hear from some of them. Other ones say they feel the anti-inflammation that their painkillers don't give them, and gives them a better life. So there's a lot of ways to look at cannabinoid and cannabinoid therapy. But I circle it from medical. It to me is no different than people suffering from any addiction to any pill and or street drug. No. Addiction is addiction. Suffering is suffering.
Yes.
And if you're suffering either mentally and or physically, cannabis can help you. It depends on how you apply it and if you can apply it. Now, post legalization, we can teach each other how to grow 4 plants. And I talked about that. I said I would close out on the plan. I didn't even really talk about it because there's not a lot to talk about from last week through to this week, other than you can see that.
For phone batteries.
Oh, yeah. The plant from anyway last week to this week doesn't really do much other than continue growing in veg. You can see I kept this one in a smaller pot because I'm just wrapping its roots. I'm root bounding it basically so that I can show you guys what's going on with the plant. I'm not going to manipulate it or anything on this show. Maybe on Thursday's show we'll pull this on and do some manipulation and show you how we prep them for when they get bigger and when we transplant them into bigger pots. So I'm just playing around again at home here. I get to play around with these plants, and again, feeding it. Medi1 is from Green Planet Nutrients. It's a 1-part organic. That way I only grow organic, and it's also being grown under a 600 watt HID. In a tent, Gorilla Tents. So shout out to Gorilla Tents, and shout out to Green Planet Nutrients and Pacific Northwest Garden Supply for all the help, as always. And again, a superior product. So if you're using hydroponics or emitters or anything like that, then you definitely want to look at GP3. That's the amazing new product out of Green Planet. And if you're an organic person like me, you're going to want to look at Medi1. Once again, shout out to all of our sponsors. Oh, yeah. No, Vicky's just saying, she said we snapped and recorded.
We fucking freaked on him, pardon the F word. We snapped at him and said, like, where's your humanity? It's almost Christmas. These people are living on a grate. And then the next thing I did was pop on the video. And as soon as I put my cell phone on, boom, the guy didn't want to be on video because he was, you know, doing it for a storefront, just trying to get back to a store, covering his face, doing that whole thing. And you're like, you know, bro, if you are feeling so good about yourself, right, what are you running away for? I agree. You know what? It was sad to see human beings living on top of a grate being shuffled along by a garden hose, cold hose. Like, what's wrong with people, right? Like,
but it's at this time of the year. It's not even a protest. It's not like the police are. No. It's just, it was wrong, period. I mean, it's wrong to see these people on the street because I don't care who you are or how hard you think I am or I'm a mean guy.
So is that the plant from Spain? Because that's an important one.
Yes. This is yummy. Now it is the one from Spain.
Yep.
from resin seeds. It has been a little bit neglected because I've been so busy this week. I haven't really been. I've been just kind of letting it grow all natural. So it's kind of growing into a Christmas tree shape, as you can see. Sorry, I thought I had it in front of the camera. But most importantly, you can see how close that internode spacing is, which is fundamental in any growing. It tells you whether you got the right light spectrum, barring using a light meter. And it is yummy. You see the wider indica leaves here? This is how I knew right off the bat that I've got a more indica dominant plant. You know, and of course I'm going to look at its flowering time and everything else. Now the good thing about this is you can Google this strain. Google yummy, you can look it up, you can find out its lineage, you can find out its flowering time, and you'll see it matches up with what we've done on the show here because all my shows are time stamped. So I can't lie. What I'm going to do is we just start recording them in the actual tent and showing you all 8 of them and showing you the King Tut and the yummy as we take them right to flower. And we show you each stage and what we do. Like for instance, when I do manicure that plant or break it down if you have it, get it prepped for flower when that time comes. With that extra leaves, you'll see me throw them in my blender, wash them off and throw them in my blender. And blend them up with the rest of my cucumber or my kale or whatever it is that I'm putting in there and a couple oranges and a couple apples and zip away. And that'll be my juicing until we get to the flowering stage. And then we'll explain the difference between juicing just leaves like that, where you get a lot of omega-3, 6, and 9 and good fiber, or versus juicing a bud, where you get your full cannabinoid spectrum once again in the phytocannabinoids, but non-psychoactive because they're not decarboxylated yet. And that's fundamental. It's going to be an interesting show when we get to that point. There's going to be a lot of different parts of the show, and I'm interested to hear what you guys want to do in the future. But right now, I think everybody needs to remember, if you have a friend, and just in closing, I want you guys to remember, if you have a friend, a family member, anybody that's suffering at this time of the year, give them a phone call. Definitely. Even if you have bad blood, whatever. Life's short. And sometimes depression kills. So let's just remember to give that phone call, that shout out, that hey bro, how you doing? Or hey sister, what's up? Because there's a lot of people that spend alone on Christmas and it's not right. And over the holiday season, regardless of your religion, it's still a holiday season. It's a solemn time. And unfortunately, when I see this many people suffering in my streets, it's hard for me to even go get a coffee without feeling like I have to give $5 to the guy on the street because he should not be on the street. And it's not because he's drinking wine or using drugs. He's just a man that is homeless.
Sad.
And there's a lot. On every corner, Vicki can tell you, on every corner around our block where we live here, we have a different homeless person. And there's more and more each day that pitch up in different areas because the police are leaving them alone. Yeah. And the condo owners are leaving them alone because people understand this is just not right. There's entire parking lots where people are living with their families in their vehicles. I mean, literally living in their vehicles. And they're not addicts. They're not even medical. This goes to the housing crisis. So I want to circle it all back to the harm reduction. Because the people, most of them that get onto the street end up using the drugs, getting into drugs, or end up on the street because of drugs. And those are the people I'm talking about addressing using cannabis. And I hope that everybody can take that message out and away for Christmas.
Definitely.
And reach out.
Dabs away, Theo.
Yep. And get your dabs out. And congratulations to tonight's winner. I wish everybody a wonderful holiday week, and we'll see you on next Sunday's show. We probably will do the Thursday show again. I want to do the Thursday show. These plants are due to be transplanted, and you know, we can turn that into a show if we want. It's more energy. Tonight we ended up doing 2 hours, which I didn't expect to do, and Vicki got her story out there, and I appreciate everybody that hung in there and weighed in and got involved, because you know what, by sharing this experience, we get closer with one another, and we get to leave this tonight and share this story with whoever we want. But you know what, if we can share this story and help another person, then we've done one more service by doing this show, and you've done us one more service by sharing it. On that note, this is Jason Wilcox and Vicki O'Brien signing out. Everybody have a good night.